Welcome to the Orange Bowl as ESPN Plus brings you a Big East showdown between the Temple Owls and the Miami Hurricanes. For the first time in 20 years, Miami had dropped 4 straight games, and the Hurricanes' 1997 season was heading down towards the wrong bowl. But last week, an offensive explosion saw the mighty Canes rack up 625 total yards and put 45 points on the board. Now, with the postseason on the line, Miami will try to take the hoot out of the Owls. It's our Big East Conference game of the week as the Owls of Temple visit the Hurricanes of the University of Miami. We welcome all of you to South Florida on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. I'm John Sanders, along with former Big East quarterback John Congemi. And speaking of quarterbacks for the Owls, we're going to see a couple of guys today.
You're right. Temple's going to come out of the University of Miami with 2 quarterbacks. Pat Bonner, he'll get the start. He's primarily a drop-back passer. He'll try to spread the ball vertically against the Miami secondary. He stands tall in the pocket, but the changeup comes with Kevin Harvey. He likes to run the option. He's a typical sprint out quarterback. He'll try to beat you with the legs and try to reach out to the outside of the field against this Miami defense.
And Miami defensively, I think, is more concerned about Harvey than they are about the native son Bonner. Meantime, if you're Temple's defense, you only have to worry about one guy at quarterback, Ryan Clement. He's seen the good times and the bad times.
Bit of a roller coaster ride this year for Ryan Clement. Had a terrific game last week against Boston College. He had 27 completions, his first 300-yard game in his career at UM. So look for him to build on those statistics. See 27 completions. He really did a good job spreading the football around.
And the Canes also ran the ball very well last week, but Edgerrin James went down late in that game. He set a Big East record with his rushing last week, but we don't know if he's even going to play this afternoon. We've got the opening kickoff, our Big East Conference game of the week, Temple and Miami, coming up. Getting set for football this afternoon in the Orange Bowl here in Miami, Florida. It is a gorgeous day for football. Frank Ford is the 3rd member of our broadcast team working on the sidelines in the sunshine this afternoon. Let's check in with Frank right now.
Thank you, John. One thing to keep an eye on, the Temple defense does have 31 sacks this year so far, best in the Big East. The injury-ravaged Miami offensive line will be hard-pressed. Ty Wise will be making his first collegiate start at center, and then Damon Neely, a converted defensive lineman, slides in at guard. John?
All right, Frank, and we will hear from you from time to time. There's Ron Dickerson, the head coach of the Owls. We mentioned Dickerson here at Temple, still trying to turn this program around. This is his 5th season, 7 victories thus far. Former assistant at Penn State, at Pitt, at Kansas State, where he played. One of the nicest guys in the Big East, Ron Dickerson. But he's had a tough time getting it going at Temple. Very emotional young man. But the head coach of the Owls getting set for football on a sunny afternoon. The temperature warming up into the 80s this afternoon. Right now it's 83 degrees. For 82 degrees. The winds from the northeast at 10. The field is in perfect shape. Clear skies, warm temperatures, and I guarantee you, John, we were down on the field. It is warm down there.
It really is. The wind's blowing up top, but on the field it's very hot. And you take a look at Butch Davis there with Eugene Ridgely. The key for Miami today, I think, Frank, is getting Temple and wearing them down offensively. If they can run the football as effective as they did last week, they should have success today.
3rd season, as you see, as the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, and they have struggled this year, losing 4 in a row, trying to turn things around. Still a possibility for a bowl season, John, but they've got to win this football game today and do well down the stretch.
That's right. They have to win them outright, and that's something they've done under Butch Davis the last couple seasons. A tougher task this year.
So back deep, set to kick off. Nickel will kick off. Dave Nickel. He handles all the place kicking for the Temple Owls, the field goals and the PATs. And you can see the deep man. Popovich is number 33, and Trent Jones is 36. They will be deep to receive, and you can see the way they set up. They'll split apart once the kick is made. And the Owls, they're hoping for a better road trip than last week. Nothing went right in the trip to Syracuse. It was so bad. Ron Dickerson said they didn't even look at the tape of the game. That's how bad it was.
I've had a few of those games where coaches have thrown away the tape. That's something good. They can not build or look at something they've done poorly. They come out with a fresh start today against the University of Miami.
The Owls set to kick off. They've already won 2 Big East games this year. That's the most they've ever won. The kick is short. It's going to be fielded. And it bounces away. It's going to have to be covered. It's loose. This could be Temple football. They pick it up. Take it in. I think they're going to spot it back at the 8-yard line. But what a turn of events. XL Lucas, number 7, one of the defensive backs, picked it up, but the ball's going to be spotted at the 8-yard line.
Just a terrible mistake by the special teams of the University of Miami on the opening kickoff. Somebody has to call a fair catch. Just catch the football and field it. Miami doesn't, and it ends up a result 1st and 10 for the Temple Owls. Take a look right here. You've got it, I've got it, nobody's got it. They don't call fair catch. Jeff Popovich doesn't come up and field the punt. Trent Jones goes after it. They bobble the football. It rolls down to the 8-yard line. The Temple Owls run it in for a score, but they'll mark it 1st and goal now on the 9-yard line.
That's where they will set up. So the Owls get the first break of the afternoon. And as John pointed out, this is a huge mistake on the part of the return man. I'm surprised one of the upbacks didn't take that ball.
Yeah, it looked like the upback McPartland, Will McPartland, the 35 for Miami, didn't call fair catch. That results in a 1st and 10 for the Temple Owls.
And it's Bonner to start. The tailback is Elmarco Jackson. He's the lone man in the backfield. Jump on the right side of that defensive line. Bonner sets, looks to the end zone, throws, and it's intercepted. No, it's dropped. Had a shot at it. The interception almost by Nate Brooks, the junior from North Miami High School. The pass is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 9.
Offside on the defense. After defensive ball penalty, repeat the down.
So another mistake by Miami, jumping on the right side of that line. That's where Matt Sweeney is playing. Here is Pat Bonner. He'll get most of the snaps today, according to Coach Dickerson. As John pointed out, basically a drop back passer. He's from this area. A little myth that Miami did not recruit him. He wound up going to Temple. It's 1st and goal. The ball is spotted just inside the 5. The Owls trying to draw first blood. 2 wide receivers split left side. Power running near the goal line and into the end zone for the touchdown is Stacy Mack. Mack came in for Jackson, and that's what he does best. He powers it straight ahead, and he scores. The Owls get on the board first.
Mack gets his 6th touchdown of the season, and they take advantage of a Miami turnover, just bowling people over from the 5-yard line. Mack goes in carrying Miami defenders, and it's 6-0 early in this football game.
And I tell you, if you're Coach Davis, that's not the kind of start you want at home, trying to win for the first time in the Orange Bowl this year. Nickel will kick. 10 out of 10 on point afters this season. The hold, the kick is up, and the kick is no good. He missed it wide right, so there's a mistake by Temple. They got the early break, but they missed the extra point. First one he has missed this year. So it's the Owls after the turnover, leading Miami 6-0 back to the Orange Bowl after this. Today's Big East telecast is brought to you by Gulf. Since 1901, a name you know, a name you can trust. Sam Adams, a better glass of beer. And by Outback Steakhouse. For an Aussie good time over an awesome steak, get to Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right. Very pleasant day in South Florida, but not a pleasant start for Miami. They messed up the opening kickoff, turned it over, and then Mack made him pay as he took it in officially from 4 yards out.
Yeah, he averages 5 yards per carry. He only needs 4, and he follows Tim Leach, number 74. Nice blocking up front, and then good power running by Stacy Mack. Take another look at this. Watch him just accelerate through the hole, carry Denny Fortney into the end zone. You see Jeffrey Taylor trying to help out from the middle linebacker position, but not until Mack is in the end zone.
Now the missed extra point, and we'll see if that comes back to haunt the Owls of Temple. You can see he just kicked it wide right.
Yeah, just pushed it right off the foot. That always haunts you. You know, you come up and you get a turnover. You want to make 7 points, not 6. That could come back to hurt Temple later in this football game.
We played only 21 seconds of this opening quarter. Nickel set to kick off for the 2nd time. Let's see how they handle it this time. That first kick by Nickel was pretty short. This one is also short. But it's going to be fielded at about the 17 by Popovich to the center of the field. Some room at the 35, at the 40, and down he goes at the 44-yard line. Dropped on the play by Fulton Pryor. A 27-yard return. Ryan Clement will get the call. 17-8 as a starter for the University of Miami, and he starts in a 6-0 hole as he comes out on the field. We mentioned Ryan has seen the good days and the bad days.
Yes, he has. The offensive line is key today for Miami. If they can get any running game, establish a running game with Ty Wise at center, that helps Ryan throw the football. Last week they did it very successfully at BC.
And starting at the tailback is the senior Trent Jones. We'll see if Edgerrin James is going to play. This is Jones with the ball. dances forward for about 3, maybe 4 as he crosses the 45. Let's check out the Sam Adams backs and receivers. You can see that Reggie Wayne, an outstanding freshman from Louisiana. 30 catches for him. He's been very effective. It's a very young receiving corps, a young football team. The Samuel Adams offensive line. Ty Wise moves to the center spot because Mike Wayner is out with an ankle injury, probably will not play. That puts Damon Neely in that left guard slot. Miami comes up now. The ball out at the 48-yard line. Second down and about 6. We're just underway. And we've got a stoppage in play. These things aren't supposed to happen this deep in the season, are they, John?
Well, they've been happening, and that's why Miami's 2-4 this season. A lot of interior problems. They haven't played the same line probably for the entire season.
Ball start. On the offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Here's the Samuel Adams defensive line. You can see Rob Kelly, a senior there, and Godbold, who had been backing him up, moves to the other side and gets the start for this game. Also, Williamson is starting for the Owls. We've seen Dakar Burgess make a tackle early on in this ball game. And in the secondary, Axel Lucas is the man who came up with that loose ball on the opening kickoff. Second down and 11, and there's a huge hole up the middle inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Rumbles Jones before he's knocked down on the play defensively.
Boy, terrific run up the middle on the draw play by Jones, but credit Carlo Joseph, number 40, the fullback for the University of Miami. He takes on Burgess, the middle linebacker. Take a look at 51 in the middle of your screen. Terrific block right at the point of attack. That springs the back Trent Jones into the Temple secondary. Huge play for Miami.
And this is what they did last week with James. It's a 21-yard pickup. The football down to the 37-yard line. It's 1st and 10. The Canes on the drive. That's Moss in motion. No gain there. He's going to be dropped right inside the 35-yard line. Damon Jones, a redshirt freshman, one of 2 redshirt freshmen starting defensively for the Owls.
Yeah, they're going to have to play big on defense, the linebacking core of Temple. Jones and McCallum, the 2 outside backers, they're going to have to come up and make plays on Trent Jones and take on the blocking of Carlo Joseph.
Clock rolling here in the first quarter, 6-0. The Owls leading the Hurricanes. It's second down and about 7. They'll operate out of the I formation. Once again, Jones falls down just short of the 30. Let's call it the 31-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 more, and he's hurt. And that's not what Miami needs.
That's not a good sign. They'll have to go to James Jackson, the redshirt freshman. He has seen a lot of action. He has 18 carries for 64 yards, but they wanted really the 5th-year senior Trent Jones to play the majority of this football game.
Well, he has picked up 30 yards on this opening drive, including that long run of 21 yards, but he is down. He is hurt. And the trainers are coming out to take a look at him. And with Edgerrin James banged up, this, as you said, John, is not what the Canes need.
Yeah, this is where the offensive line and running back, they cannot afford another injury. Let's see if we can take a look at the end of this run. It looked like he just was trying to make a cut. It looked like a muscle pull. He just let his legs die. Watch his legs. They don't accelerate through the hole. Right here, he just sort of drifts into the ground and makes himself fall to the football field. He's getting help off the field. They may go to James, number 5 in this situation, instead of bringing in the freshman Jackson, but we'll hope that Trent Jones can come back into this football game.
So that's not good news for the senior from Palmetto High School here in Miami. Ben Jones helped off the field. We'll update his condition, and James is in at the tailback behind the fullback Carlo Joseph. 3rd down. Play action. The pass wide open is the tight end inside the 15, wrestled down inside the 10-yard line that time. Adams came up to make the play, but Daniel Franks, a redshirt freshman tight end, was wide open. He's out of the state of Texas, and they've got a 1st and goal.
John, had this not been play action, this would have been a touchdown. Daniel Franks was untouched coming off the line of scrimmage. When Ryan Clement came out of the play action, all he had to do was turn around and find his 6'6" tight end. You see right here, a busted coverage. He's running down the football field untouched. Ryan does deliver a nice ball, and he's such a huge target. Watch the run after catch here. He just breaks the tackle of Adams and spins out of it for a couple more yards.
1st and goal. The ball is inside the 10, close to the 9-yard line. Here comes James, right side. Slants it back toward the center, and he's going to bang down near the 7-yard line before being pushed back by the Owls defense. He was swarmed under there. Leading the way was Tamiko Godbold, and you see also getting up off that pile, that's Kenyatta Williamson, number 98.
Yeah, Kenyatta Williamson gets a start today at defensive tackle for the Owls, but a nice job by the middle linebacker, number 51, Burgess. He made James come back to the inside, and it looked a little tentative, John, coming into the line of scrimmage. Normally, Edrin will duck his head and try to get 2 or 3. That time, his shoulder may be giving him some trouble.
He was trying to pick his way through that defense that time, couldn't do it. Picked up about a yard on the play. It's 2nd down and goal. The ball near the 8-yard line. And again, it's James looking for room. He's got it at the 5. Touchdown, Miami. James into the end zone, scores the touchdown. That is his 8th on the season, a 7-yard run officially, and Miami is tied it at 6.
Great cutback running by Edrin James, the sophomore running back. Had a sensational week last week against BC. He adds another touchdown to that long list. Great job up front. Carlos Cajellas and Curlin Blaze, they wall down the defensive front. You see Cajellas 72, and then Curlin Blaze just kicking out on the outside. He breaks 1 tackle of Marcus Counts at the goal line. Touchdown, Canes.
And we'll see if Miami can break the tie off the left foot of Andy Crossland. 13 out of 14 point afters. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Miami goes on top 7-6 with exactly 11 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. The Canes have bounced back from their opening problems. They now have a 7-6 lead over Temple. Stay with us. We'll be back to South Florida right after this. Ready for the kickoff now for the Hurricanes of Miami, who've taken a 7-6 lead. The coach Dickerson very unhappy because somebody blew a whistle during that last play. His team stopped a little bit, and both coaches have talked to the officials.
Let's see if we can take a look at the Temple defense. Just stop. They do stop in their tracks. It looked like everybody's just looking around. And I tell you what, football players are trained. When they hear a whistle, coaches tell you to play through that. But sometimes it's difficult when you see some of the Miami players stop as well.
The missed extra point has given Miami the lead. Jackson lets it bounce, and it'll go out of bounds. Jackson was going to field it, I think, had it bounced straight to him, but it went sideways. And they'll start up at the 35. Let's go down to the field and Frank Ford.
Well, Miami's deepest position at the start of the season was tailback. That depth is tested. Trent Jones pulled right hamstring, unlikely to return today. Edrin James will have to play with the banged up shoulder. James Jackson, their only other healthy tailback. Gentlemen.
Frank, thank you very much. And that's one of the problems for Butch Davis and company, the thinness. Actually, it's true for both of these teams. Depth is a problem throughout college football right now.
You're right, especially the University of Miami in the first game against Baylor. They started double-figure freshmen for the first time in anyone's memory. So Butch Davis and Ron Dickerson have a task ahead of them this season.
2 wide receivers to the right. 1 is split out to the left. They line up behind Pat Bonner from Fort Lauderdale. Bonner looking deep down the right side. Almost intercepted. That one is just incomplete. Starks was out there, number 23. Let's finish with our Samuel Adams starting lineup for the Owls of Temple. They scored quickly the first time they had the football. Marco Jackson is the starter at tailback. Victor Ford is the fullback. And, of course, you'll see Stacy Mack as well in there. And along the line, Chinoyne, senior left tackle. He's a big one, 6'5", 275 pounds. One thing that they don't have as many of on the Temple team are red shirts, because if you've got good athletes at Temple, you've got to play.
You're playing as a freshman, and that's what Ron Dickerson faces year in and year out. These young kids are coming, and they have to produce as freshmen and sophomores.
Bonner looking. Now he tucks it under, and he's tackled short of the line of scrimmage. Let's set up the defense now. Courtney made the hit defensively for Miami, and let's set up the Damian Lewis along that defensive line. Matt Sweeney getting the start this afternoon defensively instead of Derek Ham. And Dan Morgan, keep your eye on number 44. He will be all over the field. He may not make every tackle, but he's going to be looking at every tackle. Outstanding freshman. Dennis Scott is the strong safety. He will become the nickel back as they bring in a true freshman, Delvin Brown, on passing situations. Here it's 3rd down and 10. That's exactly what they have. Out of the shotgun. And this one's going to be blown dead before it starts. We've played about 5 minutes of the opening quarter. And let's face it, it's been a little sluggish. I'm not sure if it's the heat or what, but.
The ball, delay of the game, on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat it now.
So for Ron Dickerson, this is what he saw last week at Syracuse as they were trounced by the red hot Orange, and they did everything wrong. Everything went wrong on that trip. They didn't have keys to their rooms. They didn't have the right buses. It was just one of those disaster trips.
That's a good sign to have you turn the buses around, huh?
That's exactly right. And when they got back to Philadelphia, they had only one bus. Well, one bus is not going to do it for a college football team. 3rd and 15. Bonner steps up and throws it away. He was getting pressure that time from Damian Lewis, the redshirt freshman from Sulphur Springs, Texas. And they're very happy with some of the young people they have on this Miami defense.
Very happy with Lewis. He has 2 sacks on the season. Great pressure here. He just beats the offensive lineman to the inside. Looked like Roger Chenoy, number 69, just beat him to the inside. And great speed and strength out of Lewis, number 92.
And right now we've got about 44 guys on the field because the officials are trying to determine what's going on.
No foul on the play. There was an eligible receiver in the area.
It'll be 4th down. Starks will go back to receive for the Hurricanes. Josh Boyes, a junior college transfer. He's out of New Mexico. They call him the Cowboy. Averages 43 yards a kick. His long is 66. Last week some problems with the snap. They get this one off. A little bit of pressure and he gets it out of there. Starks fields it at the 30. Dances away from some trouble at the 35. He's wrestled down, and that's where Miami will start its 2nd possession. A 39-yard punt, a 3-yard return, and Hilliard making the play. At the 35. That's where Miami will have it. They started at the 44 the last time they had the football and marched it in for the touchdown. But they also lost a running back on that play, so let's see what Clement does. They've been pretty balanced this year, maybe more balanced than in past years in terms of run versus pass.
They really have, and that offensive line, like I said in the opening, has to be key, especially with the 1 running back out. Now they're down to 2. They have to be successful creating a seam for Edgerrin James.
1st and 10 from the 35. Play action fake to James. Again, the tight end is wide open. Again, it's Franks at midfield. Lowers his head and takes on Lewis as he gets into Temple territory. He just pounded his way down there. A 20-yard pickup.
Well, John, as you said in the open, these freshman linebackers for Temple, they're going to have to do a good job containing the outside and the perimeter of the field. They've lost Daniel Franks in the first series. They lose him again on play action. Franks comes underneath from his tight end position. Nobody around him, just wide open. Easy pitch and catch for Ryan Clement. Then he lowers his shoulder down the sideline and makes Excel Lucas pay for the tackle.
How can you lose him? He's 6'6".
It's tough. He owns the middle of the field so far. 2 receptions for 41 yards.
Just inside the 45-yard line. Another flag before we can get the play off. Is it going to be another delay of game? Or was there movement on the right side? Might have been movement.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Calles, I think, moved in that right guard position.
It looked like Calles or Curlin Blaze on the right side, but this is what Miami's done all season. As soon as they get a couple good plays, they hurt themselves by either a holding call or offensive movement up front. They can't do that today against Temple. They need to take advantage of the opportunities in the field position that they have.
Football goes back to midfield for 1st and 15 now. You can see Moss in motion, left side. Nothing there. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all for James as he is pounded under. You can see Lewis is in there again, along with Larry Chester. And keep your eye on a redshirt freshman, Dion McCallum, number 47. There are a couple of redshirt freshmen starting among those linebackers for the Owls. No gain on the play.
McCallum, the play before, looked like he was trailing Daniel Frank. This time against the run, you see the 6'3", 215-pound freshman out of New Jersey did a good job holding his own on the outside linebacker position for Temple.
2nd down and long. Clock running. We're inside the 9-minute mark. We're still in the opening period. Motion man this time is Jones. Clement down the middle. That one is picked off. Excel Lewis with the interception. Back to midfield, still on his feet. He's got some room down the left side, and he's dragged down. Clement went to get him and maybe saved the touchdown, but the Owls get their 2nd turnover, and we have a penalty as well.
Ryan Clement never saw Excel Lucas on the cornerback position. He was letting the wide receiver Reggie Wayne go by him and then just roll to the inside. Ryan never saw him trying to get to the tight end. Take a look at the top of your screen. You'll see number 7 to the outside. He just looks right after 87 passes him, Wayne. He just looks right at the quarterback, then does a great thing, comes back to the football.
You can see downfield They had a man wide open, but went again for the third time here in the first quarter to the tight end, and Lewis made him pay. There's going to be a face mask penalty. That was called on Clement, who made the tackle. That'll put the football inside the 35.
Temple early in this ball game trying to create some turnovers and take advantage of the field position. They got the ball first and goal at the 9 the first time they had it. Now the third time they've got it in Miami territory again.
8.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. There are the two turnovers. One was on the opening kickoff. This on the interception. You see Kersey in motion, and Bonner hands to the tailback Mack. He's down to about the 32-yard line. A short game. Matt Sweeney, number 98, leading the defense for the Hurricanes of Miami.
Sweeney getting his first start for the University of Miami. He's only a sophomore as well, so a lot of young players. You see Dan Morgan, the freshman linebacker, alongside of Matt Sweeney. They're going to have to play big and play like juniors and seniors on both sides of the football for both of these teams.
Second down and about 7. We approach the 8-minute mark. That's the time left in the opening quarter. Happy to have you with us from South Florida this afternoon. Mack, he'll get a couple more before he is brought to the turf.
Carries the football.
Not much there. Michael Smith out of Riviera Beach, Florida, redshirt sophomore. Football spotted down near the 28-yard line, so it's third and short. Third and about 3 from near the 28. There's Ron Dickerson. This, at least for the moment, John, a much better start for the Owls than they had last week. They fell behind early and trailed at halftime 40-0. They dump it out in the flat to Mack, looking for the first down. He won't get there. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is just about it. Nate Brooks, the redshirt junior from North Miami High School, coming up to make the defensive play.
Just a little slip screen to the short side of the field, but Nate Brooks had it read perfectly. It looked like Dan Morgan occupied about 2 or 3 Temple blockers. That allowed Nate Brooks to get from the outside to the inside. Does a nice job on Mack, a nice tackle on 3rd and short.
And you saw number 44, Dan Morgan, was right there as well.
That's right. After he was blocked, he didn't stop. He went and pursued to the football. These young kids from Miami really run. They have great speed. The history of Miami defenses has been predicated on speed. They have it as well.
4th down play, 4th and about 3, and the Owls will go for it. Bonner looks right. He's got a first down. Takes a shot as he gets to the 20. Dwayne Starks came up from his cornerback spot to put a shoulder on him, but that time enough room opened up that he got the first.
Yeah, that's something you usually see out of Kevin Harvey, the backup quarterback for Temple. This time, Pat Bonner on a 4th and short really has to tuck the football and run. Takes a look downfield. The Miami defense did a good job on the outside. You see the linebacker Smith running with the fullback. Bonner does a nice job knowing he needed a couple yards, lowers the ball underneath his shoulder, and ducks his head for a first down.
Gets it down to the 19-yard line. It's first down and 10. Pat Bonner has played all the way. We've not seen Harvey so far. Elmarco Jackson hit at the line of scrimmage, spins away, and now he's going to be down behind the 25 to the 27. Michael Smith would not let him get away. He took an initial shot at the line of scrimmage, tried to spin off and pick up some yardage. Instead, he'll lose ground.
Give Michael Smith credit on the tackle, but the up front battle was won by the University of Miami. Nowhere to run for number 33 Jackson. Take a look at the lower part of your screen. Just Miami, a lot of white shirts going backwards or staying on the line of scrimmage. You see number 98, Matt Sweeney, making first contact, and then Michael Smith comes in, the linebacker. He's only a sophomore as well, makes a nice play behind the line of scrimmage.
He would not let that leg get away. Well, Michael Smith with the big defensive play, a loss of 7. Second down. Bonner sets, looks, throws down the middle for the end zone and out of the end zone. Long pass was incomplete. Ridley on the coverage, and Overrocker, number 84, one of the tight ends, was the deep man down the middle, but that was way overthrown.
Yeah, way overthrown and well covered. I haven't seen a Temple receiver break open in the Miami secondary yet. They've done a nice job, Miami has, in the secondary of really forcing Bonner to either throw it out of the end zone or overthrow his receivers early in this football game.
Now, Walker started to come off and comes back. Kevin Walker is the guy they go to in these situations. He is their big play receiver. He is split to the left side. 3 wide receivers in this formation. The backs are split. Bonner gets it off, and it's complete down near the 5-yard line. Troy Kersey made the catch. Dennis Scott made the hit. But that one is going to be a first down, a 20-yard pickup for the Temple Owls.
Well, in that particular play, the Temple Owls do spring someone open, and that's number 11, Troy Kersey. He comes in from the left-hand side of your screen, just running a seam pattern. He gets by the linebackers, and you see number 25, Dennis Scott, gives him enough cushion for him to catch the ball in front of him. He makes a nice tackle, but not until the Owls get a first down.
This is the 8th play of this drive. It started back at the 34-yard line, and Temple has marched it down the field. Both wide receivers split left side, and the tight end Overrocker backs out and goes in motion. Jackson looking for room at the 5, and he's run out of bounds. Taylor came up to force him out.
Number 33.
He'll get inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. And in the red zone, you can see what the Owls have done. They've scored 12 out of the 18 times that they've been in this territory.
You see 9 touchdowns to 3 field goals. They really need 6. They can't settle for a field goal opportunity. When they have chances against Miami, especially early in the football game, John, they need to punch them in for scores.
Exactly what they're trying to do. The football is at the 3. You see the time remaining, 4:41. We're still in the first quarter from the Orange Bowl. A warm, sunny afternoon in South Florida. Mack down to the 1-yard line, and again it's Jeffrey Taylor and Dan Morgan defensively. As we told you, Jones with that hamstring pull for Miami, unlikely to come back, and it's the Owls knocking at the door. Down to the 1.
Stacey Mack really runs well between the tackles. He's 6'1", 220 pounds, and he does a good job of squaring his shoulders up to the line of scrimmage. He's not letting the first Miami defender take him down. He's bouncing off for a couple more yards, especially inside the 10-yard line.
3rd down and goal. The Canes trying to dig in. The Owls looking for their 2nd touchdown. Diving into the end zone for his 2nd score of the afternoon is Stacey Mack. He's now got 7 touchdowns, and the Owls have regained the lead.
The Owls have regained the lead, and Stacey Mack goes over the top for the Temple Owls. A nice job of getting vertical that time over the offensive line. They will go for 2 because of the missed extra point on the first series, but a nice job of leaving his feet and going over the Miami defense. Take a look at this. He gets a lot of hang time up there, and he's 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone when he finally gets in for the score.
Hey, he did that last week. He hurdled a guy at midfield in the Syracuse game, just went right over him like a high jumper and kept on going, but it was too little of that. Now going for 2. Bonner looks, throws. He's got it. Is he inbounds? No. He is out of bounds, so it's 12-7. Brooks on the coverage. The pass was caught, but Walker does not score the 2, so it's 12-7. Temple leading Miami here at the Orange Bowl. (12-7) is the score. The Owls went 34 yards in 10 plays. Unfortunately, John, we take another look, they did not convert the 2-point try.
Yeah, and it looked like a wide open Walker in the back of the end zone. Did a nice job on the crossing route, but I think the ball let him out of bounds. If the quarterback Bonner throws that into his numbers, I believe Walker can keep his at least 1 foot in bounds. It looked like the ball just let him up and outside, and he didn't do a good job of getting his left foot down. That should have been a conversion and making the score 14-7.
34 plays following the interception. So far the Owls have capitalized on both Miami turnovers. They have turned them into touchdowns. Mack has scored both for Ron Dickerson and the Temple Owls. And Moss goes back to receive the kick. Remember, Trent Jones had been back there, but he's hurt, probably will not return. So it's Popovich, who was a walk-on, and also Moss, Santana Moss.
Yeah, Santana Moss, a former track star. Look for him. If he gets the football with a little bit of a crease, he can make a big play happen.
Nickel will kick it off. This one is going out of bounds. He almost missed that ball.
I've hit a couple of those off the first tee, I think, John. That was a dead shame.
Well, it'll go to the 35-yard line. That's where Miami will set it up offensively. Brian Clement will come back on. He threw the interception, looking for his tight end.
Ball east on the 35-yard line. first down.
I tell you what, that's as bad a kickoff as I've seen in a while.
Yeah, the only problem is I reload. I go to my pocket for another golf ball.
You hit till you're happy, right?
That's right. On the first tee you do.
Clement is 2 out of 3 passing, 44 yards, 1 interception, both the completions and the interception intended for the tight end, Daniel Franks. Out of the I formation. Play action fake. Catch is made, good enough for a first down, made by Darrell Jones. He's run out of bounds on the far side of the field. Excel Lucas, number 7. Lucas is the man who made the interception for the Owls that has given them the lead, setting up the touchdown drive of 34 yards. Ball at the 46. It'll be 1st and 10. A gain of 11. 3 minutes, 48 seconds remaining still in the opening quarter from the Orange Bowl. James looking for room at the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up and then slips away from the initial hit. And it's Dion McCallum who came up to finally finish him off. Kenyatta Williamson had a shot at him early. There you see number 47, the redshirt freshman out of Patterson, New Jersey.
James did a nice job in the backfield just eluding 2 tacklers. Damian Jones and Marcus Counts really could have held him to no yards. Makes a miss at the line of scrimmage and makes a productive play on the ground for Miami.
Gained about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and James is now the lone setback. Pass is caught inside the 35 down to the 33. Did he hang on? No, he did not. Counts is there defensively, but not able to hang on that time is number 31, Andre King, another freshman out of Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Andre King comes in on a post pattern. A nice job by Ryan Clement. He hits his 5th step. Nice protection up front. Takes a look down the field and tries to push it, tries to squeeze it into the post pattern, but nice conversion by the Temple Owls. You see there Counts, Marcus Counts comes in late along with Excel Lucas from the cornerback position. They separate the receiver from the football.
And as an old quarterback, you know that guy's supposed to catch that ball, isn't he?
Yeah, he's supposed to come down with that, but you got to pat him on the butt and say, come on back and make a catch on 3rd down.
Temple's offside on this play, so a free play and it's incomplete. Tried to dump it out to James. But that pass is incomplete. I think the penalty is going to be against the Owls. It looked like the left side was offside.
Looked like the defensive lineman on the outside, the defensive end, had an early jump. That'll give Miami a free play and a little bit shorter conversion.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Take a look at the top of your screen. Rob Kelly, number 93, trying to guess the snap count just outside of him. Looked like another linebacker on the outside, number 44, Jones, as well.
Jones, one of the redshirt freshmen, starting as a linebacker. You can see Counts handles the signals defensively. It's 3rd and short now. 3rd down and 2 from the 46-yard line. James has the first down and more. Bang down as he crosses the 40 to the 39. Urias coming up to make the hit for the Owls of Temple, and it's Miami now on the march. Hey, here we go again. You had overtime, a lot of offense last week. We're off to that same kind of start. Less than 3 minutes to play in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, mistakes hurting both teams early as well, John. The opening kickoff, Miami botches that. Temple goes in for a score. Now a penalty on 3rd down. Miami gets a 3rd and 2 to convert. They do it and almost break it in for a longer gain on Edrin James. Just gets tackled, a shoestring tackle in the defensive secondary.
James had the 271 yards last week. He has 18 so far this afternoon. Play action fake. Looking to the far side. That's covered. So Clement will run with it inside the 35. He's close to a first down as they bang him down at the 29-yard line.
Looks like we have some athletes at both sides at quarterback taking snaps. Ryan Clement does a nice job looking downfield after the play action. Nice job by the Temple secondary. Really plenty of time to deliver the football. He says, hey, you know, maybe I can take it under my arm and make something happen for my offense. And that's what he does. Good job of going north-south here. And looks like he had enough 11 yards for a first down for the Canes, but a nice improv by number 16.
Finally tracked down by Dakara Burgess. It is at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's James. 25 goes outside at the 20. They're going to chase him down now as he gets inside the 10 down near the 5-yard line. They're going to mark him out near the 4. Counts finally ran him down, but once he got outside, he had the speed to turn the corner.
Not only does he have great size at 6'1", 220 pounds, but he has great speed to go along with that. And just a huge hole opened up by that Miami offensive line. Once he got outside, it was a foot race to the front pylon. Take a look at the left side of your screen. Just a huge hole for Mack. Another nice block by his fullback. Then right here, this acceleration to the outside. Really, Temple has the angle, but Edgerrin James has enough speed to get outside and get the ball down to the 4-yard line of the Temple Owls.
You saw he had those defenders a bit on their heels, and they could not make that lateral move to get over and cut him off. So James now 43 yards straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Carlo Joseph, his 3rd touchdown of the season. Joseph doesn't carry very often, but he pushes that one across for a Miami score.
I don't even have Carlo underneath the rushing stats. He has 2 touchdowns passing or receiving this year, but Carlo does a nice job from the 4-yard line, really hiding behind that big offensive line at the University of Miami. Take a look at the left side of your screen. Watch him just duck under right here. Pushes actually, it looked like he pushed Carlos Callejas into the end zone first, and then he follows in for the touchdown. Nice 3-yard run by Carlo Joseph.
Miami has regained the lead 13-12 with the point after coming up. And now time is going to be taken. Miami was setting up to go for 2, but Ryan Clement was a bit undecided in what was happening. He says timeout.
Well, I guarantee after being in overtime last week, they definitely have a 2-point play package put together. A little confusion on who was going to be in the football game, but they should do a good job here going into a 2-point conversion.
Our score is 13-12. Miami has the lead, and Rutgers up on Pitt, playing in Piscataway this afternoon. In the rain, we understand. It is 6-0. The Scarlet Knights leading there. Michigan State in the first quarter, no score between those 2 traditional rivals. Missouri and Oklahoma State also scoreless. That game is in the first quarter. The Cowboys are ranked number 12 in the ESPN USA Today Top 25. Iowa leads Indiana 7-0. Let's take it down to the field now and find out what Frank's got working.
Just a slight injury update from the Temple side. Linebacker Damian Jones, number 44, has a contusion right above the elbow. It has taken some strength out of the bicep, they said, but he should be able to shake it off and return. But he did come out of the ball game on that last drive to get treatment.
All right, the decision has been made for Miami. They will apparently go for 2. Minute 53 seconds, as you see, remaining in the first quarter. James is the lone setback. There are 3 wide receivers in this formation. Motion man is Jones. They look to him. He's got it. The 2-point conversion. XL Lucas on the coverage, but he squeezed that one in there for 2.
Yeah, nice call by Larry Coker, the offensive coordinator. They really got a running start for Darryl Jones on the outside. Comes in motion to the inside, and then it's just a foot race to the middle of the field. Man coverage for Temple, so it's man-to-man up top on Darryl Jones. He'll be coming from left to right. You'll see man-to-man coverage. He ducks underneath the tight end. Now it's a foot race. Ryan spots the football out in front. Nice conversion on on the 2-point conversion.
And you can see Lucas is right there with him. But as he makes the quick move here, he's open, and Lucas can't catch up.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end, Fulcher, number 18, made Lucas run underneath him. And when man-to-man coverage, all you need is a step. Ryan Clement fits the football in perfectly for the 2-point conversion.
15-12. Miami has the lead. We're still in the first quarter. The Canes have been able to move the football. It's the turnovers that have hurt them. 2 of them have led to the 2 touchdowns for the Temple Owls.
They really have, and it's hurt them all season long, either penalties or turning the football over. And Butch Davis right now knows he's in a football game after coming into an overtime game last week against Boston College. They come now and really answer Temple.
7 plays, 65 yards in just over 2 minutes. They do convert the 2 to take a 3-point lead. Elmarco Jackson will be back deep along with Kenyatta Carter. Ready to receive the Miami kick. We're still in the first quarter of play, and we've got 27 points on the board already. From the 3-yard line, it's Jackson. Gets away from the first wave and then is smothered short of the 20. He'll go down at about the 16-yard line. A fired up special teams unit for the Hurricanes. Valdez made the tackle on that special teams. And you see Brooks, one of the defensive players, coming off right now. It'll be at the 16, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looks like Dennis Scott, number 25. He's the first guy to make contact with Jackson, but he doesn't wrap up. Take a look right here. He just goes beside, right by the potential block of the Temple Owls, and he was the first one to make contact, then a host of Miami players to bring down Jackson.
Victor Ford is the fullback. He is moving back into the I formation. The tailback right now is Stacy Mack. This is Mack with the football, and he's got about 3 or 4 yards. Mack picks up 3 or 4, and it's Popovich who comes up to make the tackle. Jeff, a walk-on, who is now a scholarship player, and that's one thing they don't have a lot of here at Miami. You don't have a lot of walk-on players.
Yeah, it's very expensive to go to school at the University of Miami, and they don't get a lot of walk-on players, but the ones that they do get usually stick. And Jeff Popovich, he's been playing a little bit at strong safety. He started a couple games for the Canes this season. He does a nice job also on special teams.
Wasn't he a quarterback and a running back?
And a receiver. He did it all.
Also handles the holding job. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Right there was Damian Lewis and Derek Ham. You see Derek, who did not start this afternoon. A little wake-up call for him, maybe.
Yeah, Derek was crawling out of the doghouse this Saturday against Temple, but does a nice job along with Lewis, number 92. It's a test for Temple right now. They've been given some gifts on the Miami side of the 50-yard line. Now they come up with a third, a long 6. See if they can convert.
Well, they've gone 9 yards, and they've gone 34 yards for their 2 touchdowns. So they definitely, with the turnovers, have had the field shortened. What they haven't been able to do is mount a sustained attack. 2 out of 5 on 3rd down. Bonner's gone all the way. We've not seen Harvey at quarterback so far. There's the screen pass to Jackson. Gets away from a tackler. He's got a first down as he gets out to the 30-yard line before he's wrestled down on the play by Ridgely. Screen set up pretty well, but a good job by Jackson once he got the football.
Yeah, that was all number 33, Elmarco Jackson. He did it. He made 2 Miami defenders miss. It looked like Jeffrey Taylor and Dennis Scott came on the screen. They both came up with air. Elmarco Jackson makes a nice move, enables Temple to keep the drive going on the 30-yard line.
Keep in mind, Jackson is just a redshirt freshman. Stacy Mack is a junior, and that's going to do it. The clock winding down to end the first quarter of play. And that will do it for the opening 15 minutes. Miami leads by 3 at the Orange Bowl. We'll be back with our Big East game of the week after this. Back to the Orange Bowl, our Big East game of the week. It's a field goal lead for Miami. I'm John Sanders along with John Kinjemi, and Frank Ford is down on the field. You can see Butch Davis and Ron Dickerson matching wits this afternoon in the sunshine of South Florida. Start the second quarter with the ball at the 30-yard line. A first down and 10 for the Temple Owls, trying to get something going from their own 30. Straight ahead is Jackson. He'll get a couple before he's turned back. Michael Lawson, number 97, leading the charge. And once again, as always, Dan Morgan at the bottom of that heap as well. Here are the stats from the first quarter, John.
Yeah, passing yards for the University of Miami, 55, but rushing the football, that's where they've been most effective. Turnovers, a huge key to keep Temple in this ball game early. 2 mistakes by Miami, and Temple converted on both tries.
Second down and about 8. The ball is near the 32-yard line. Now the tailback is Mack. Bonner has taken all the snaps so far. Play action fake. He sets, looks. Now he's pressured, rolling away and throwing deep. Got a man wide open. Catch is made at the 35-yard line. Somehow Troy Kersey got behind Dwayne Starks and was wide open.
We talked about the athletic play at quarterback for Temple early in the game. Pat Bonner and Kevin Harvey. It's all been Pat Bonner in the beginning, but he keeps this play alive. It looked like it was going to the short side of the field after play action. He didn't like what he saw. Miami did a good job, so he tries to buy some time inside of the pocket, rolls out and throws a bomb down the sideline. Looked like Dwayne Starks couldn't find the quarterback, almost gave up on the play. But Troy Kersey, number 11, didn't. Big play for the Owl offense.
Down to the 31-yard line, a 32-yard pickup. Kersey's second catch of the afternoon. Here's a reverse to Walker. Bonner with a block. Walker cuts it back down near the 10-yard line. Now the ball comes loose, but he's down. It's going to be first and goal at 21-yard pickup on the reverse. Taylor finally tracked down Walker.
Nice play call by the sideline and by the coaching staff for the Temple Owls. And who said quarterbacks can't block, John? They do a great job on the outside. Take a look. Toss sweep. But all of a sudden, number 20, Kevin Walker, watch number 9 right here. Nice job on Michael Smith. Denny Fortney can't catch up from behind. Now it's a foot race in the secondary. Finally tackled by Jeffrey Taylor, the middle linebacker, but not until Walker gets down to the 10-yard line.
He is their big play guy. He makes the reverse work. It is first down from just outside the 10, or right on the 10-yard line. So it's first and goal. But they've got to go the full 10. And he'll lose about a half a yard. Morgan forces him out with help from Jeffrey Taylor. So nothing there for Mack. We're just underway in the second quarter. It'll be second and goal.
Dan Morgan, number 44, the freshman linebacker. He's led the University of Miami defense the last 2 weeks in tackles. Does a nice job of stringing out the play to the sideline along with the rest of the Miami defense. Looks like middle linebacker Jeffrey Taylor on the Temple sideline. A little shaken up on the play, John.
Taylor is slow to get up. He'll be attended to and will probably walk all the way across the field to the Miami bench. 13-16 to play in the first half.
Pointing to his right side in the rib area, but a nice job up front. You see a lot of white jerseys not doing anything up front. Take a look. We can. He goes out of the screen, but it looked like his right side. He is jogging off the football field, which is a good sign for the University of Miami.
The sign is he'll probably be back.
Yeah, linebackers usually do come back.
It'll be second and goal, but the football is pushed back outside the 10-yard line now. Lost about a half a yard on that carry. Good job by Morgan and Taylor to string that play out, force him out of bounds. And we told you about Dan Morgan. Just keep your eye on number 44, and you'll probably see the football.
That's right. Usually he's either making the tackle or he's close. He's a good indication of where the football is, and he's only a freshman. Butch Davis really talks about him as having great instincts on the defensive side. He was a running back in high school. They converted him during summer drills, but he's done a great job for a freshman.
This has been the best drive of the first half for the Temple Owls. They've marched it all the way down from their own 16 to the Miami 10. Bonner sets, looks, throws to the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Gilliard. Kareem Gilliard, a redshirt senior out of Camden, New Jersey, could not make the play. We're at the Orange Bowl in Miami on a sunny Saturday afternoon. I'm John Sanders, along with former Big East quarterback John Conjemi and Frank Fort, handling things down on the field. He's just trying to stay cool.
I tell you what, I'm pretty cool up here, and that sideline was hot during the open. You see another guy that might be a little hot right now is Coach Dickerson. That ball went from the right hash all the way to the left side of the football field. That's not a throw you'd like to see your quarterback make.
10th play of this drive. They'll go from the gun. Bonner's 4 out of 8. Maybe changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Walker and Kersey are both split left side, and they're going to have to take a timeout. The Owls forced to take a timeout with 13:10 to play. John, what would you think here? I didn't like the last play because you came, as you said, all the way across the field.
Yeah, he initially wanted to go to the short side, and really, I think it was more of a throwaway than anything. You'd like to see take advantage of your tight end and your backs maybe to the short side of the field. Miami doesn't give a lot of pressure on the corners, so you really want to use a two receiver combination. The last play really wanted to go to the short side, but then just loaded back and fired it out of bounds. It was either the Temple offensive guy was going to catch it or it was going to be an incompletion. But right now you'd like to see maybe the tight end or the running back get into the mix into the end zone.
Well, they've only gone toward the tight end once today, and that was Sean Overrocker in the first quarter. That one misfired, and they haven't gone back to the tight end.
You're right. And a lot of times they were very successful with Troy Kersey in the middle of the field. The last time they had the possession, they used him in motion and then brought him right underneath the linebackers. You might want to take a look at the middle of the field and take advantage of some of the youth at linebacker that Miami has.
Well, maybe if you can use your tight end to clear that out a little bit, open up that seam for your wide receiver. They're going to have to do something big because it's third and a full 10. Third and goal officially, but they've got to go the full 10 yards to get it in the end zone. Walker will be split to the right. No, he's going to come the other side now as Kenyatta Carter goes right. You've got Kersey and Walker on the left side out of the shotgun. Big third down play here in the first half, and the quarterback draw 5. He will not get in, squeezing down to about the 1 yard line. You can see that Morgan is there as always, but that was obviously the quarterback draw.
Did we say quarterback draw? I thought we did. No, that was a great call on the sideline. They spread everybody out. They take the tight end out of the football game, spread the Miami defense out, and then try to make your best athlete on offense, the quarterback, make a play for you. Wow, huge hole up the middle of the field. Eugene Ridgely, the only man to stop the Temple out quarterback Bonner from reaching the end zone, but a great play call. Nice design by that Temple offense.
The football is between the 1 and the 2. They'll go with power formation, a couple of tight ends. The tailback is Mack. You've got 3 backs in there, and again, Bonner has to call timeout.
A little confusion on substitutions. That's the second time in this drive that clock has been down to 2 and 1, and Bonner has to take a timeout. He doesn't want to get a penalty inside the 5-yard line.
Oh, Temple now has only 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. And Bonner, a little confusion there as he comes over to talk to Ron Dickerson. We're going to take a break with 12:24 to play in the first half. Miami clinging to a 3-point lead at the Orange Bowl.
AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL, the most comprehensive coverage of Florida's 3 NFL franchises on Sports Channel's Sunday Morning Playbook. Get a complete preview of the day's matchups.
Like the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucs are hot. Really hot.
What does Buffalo have to do to beat Miami?
Jacksonville in the driver's seat for the playoffs.
Tune to AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel every Sunday at 10 a.m. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports. Tickets to the inaugural game of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 1998 will be the most sought-after item in Tampa Bay. Buy a season ticket for as low as $3 a game and guarantee yourself a seat at opening day. Don't put it off any longer, because someone else will be sitting in your seat. Be at all 81 Devil Rays games at Tropicana Field for as low as $243. The demand is growing. Call 813-825-3250 now to make sure you'll be there for the entire inaugural season. Call now. Be a part of Tampa Bay sports history.
There's a new team in Florida. Sports Channel Florida and CNNSI are joining forces to bring you the most complete sports coverage available.
Sports Channel's full schedule of live, professional, and amateur Florida sports, combined with CNNSI's sports news coverage, create the perfect complement for you, the Florida sports fan.
A leader in Florida sports is now offering the world of sports through CNNSI, the Sports News Network. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Coach Dickerson has made his decision, and hopefully his offense has things squared away as they go for it on 4th down. And this year, just 3 out of 14. Today, they did convert their only 4th down attempt. Trying to regain the lead against the Hurricanes of Miami, who are on top right now, 15-12. Fourth and about 1.5 yards. Play action fake. Bonner will keep, looks, drops it in the end zone. Incomplete. Miami holds at the goal line. Michael Smith got in there defensively. And that play did not look real confident, did it?
No, and it really was very slow in happening. It looked like it was very slow play developing in the backfield. Bonner takes the play action fake back to Stacey Mack. But really nothing going on in the end zone. You see the fullback Johnson trying to get to the corner of the end zone. That doesn't happen. Bonner buying time and then just throws the football back in the back of the end zone. A nice play by 58 Jeffrey Taylor fighting Overrocker, the tight end, for the football. It comes down to nobody in the end zone. It's a 1st and 10 for Miami inside the 2-yard line.
The Hurricanes take over. It was a long drive by the Owls, but they could not finish it off. Nick Williams, the fullback, the backup fullback, working with Carlo Joseph. This is an offense that does not go to their fullback very often. Kenyatta Williamson made the tackle. Talking to both of his quarterbacks right there is Coach Ron Dickerson.
It looked like there was a little confusion from the get-go on the quarterback's part that time. Bonner coming out trying to stick the football in the end zone, but unsuccessful.
There's James. He'll get across the 5 to maybe the 6. We have a flag on the play. Most of the flags in the first half have gone against the Hurricanes. They've been penalized 4 times for 20 yards.
Illegal formation on the offense. 6 men on the line.
They will wipe out a 2-yard pickup. The football will go back inside the 5 to about the 3.
On the offense, position to the goal penalty. Repeat the down.
So it's still going to be 2nd down. It's 2nd down and almost 10 again.
Now you take a look at Butch Davis on the Miami sideline trying to figure out what happened. Looked like the penalty, they called it on Santana Moss, and Butch trying to talk to him about who was on the line of scrimmage, but they have to get that figured out, especially if you're in a position right now. You need 2 first downs to get out of the shadow of your own goalpost and give you some room to operate your offense.
Lone receiver is Wayne, and there is another flag. We're having trouble getting started here, John.
We are. Looked like Ryan Clement trying to use his voice inflection to make Temple jump off sides and get that yardage back.
Well, I think it's going to go against Miami.
Whenever you're a quarterback and you see the meeting of the minds going on with the officials, you want to try to get in there and see if you can influence the call.
Well, was Temple offside? Did they jump?
Yeah, defensive.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Well, that'll bring it back out to the 7. So let's try it again.
Yeah, let's try it again and see if we can take a look here. The right side of the line of scrimmage should be the defensive tackle over number 72, Cajellas. Looked like he moved on the inside closest to the center right there. He's probably in the neutral zone, definitely in the neutral zone, and they call it on the Temple Owls.
So it comes out to the 7. It'll be 2nd and about 4. James looking for room, and he fights for a first down as he gets all the way out to the 15-yard line. That is some excellent running. XL Lucas had to come up and make the tackle defensively, but give James credit. He did a terrific job. It looked like he was going to be dropped short of the first down.
A lot of times Edrin will go, and it looks like he's not really moving going north and south, but he is gaining yards. He's such a patient back. He waits for his blocking to develop and then makes a defender miss. Right here, he just stays in his tracks and makes number 8 Counts miss the tackle, and XL Lucas comes in, as you said, late for the tackle. But a nice job by Edrin, patient running back, along with power and speed. He's a terrific back, and he's only a sophomore.
Actually, Graham was the one who made the hit defensively, and James again across the 15 out near the 18, a gain of about 3. And Miami right now pretty much content to grind it out on the ground.
Well, I think they want to let that offensive line go ahead and attack people and let Edrin James pick his holes. You see 8 rushes for 55 yards, having another successful day, backing that up when he set the Big East record and Miami record for rushing last week with 271 on the ground. So that Miami offensive line, we touched on it early. They're the key for the running game.
And Trent Jones went down early with a hamstring problem, or Edrin James might not be in the football game.
John.
Approaching the 10-minute mark. That's the time remaining in the first half. It's James. He's got a little room there. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Counts coming up to make the tackle defensively. Got some help from Jerry Urias.
You make a good point with Edrin coming in the ball game. Really, he probably had the mindset coming in that he wasn't going to play much, if at all. And when Trent Jones goes down, they don't use James Jackson, the other available running back. So he's probably getting a lot more carries up to now with 9 carries, than he thought he would have in this football game.
Miami leads it by 3. 15-12. Each team has scored a couple of touchdowns. Temple's touchdowns both set up by Miami turnovers in the first quarter. Neither team has scored in the second quarter, although Temple had a chance on 4th and goal from the 1. Looking for James. He's got it. 25, first down. Down the sideline. It's a foot race, and they're not going to catch him. James is going to spring it all the way. There's the late dive, but coming up short is Uriah. 79 yards for Miami, touchdown.
Boy, just a terrific play by Ryan Clement and Edrin James. That was a very gutsy throw. I tell you what, Ryan was backpedaling and just lofts a soft floater out to the left side. It was a perfect pass, and then it was all athletic ability and speed down the Temple sideline for the Miami score. Just a great play on the perimeter. Take a look at this throw. There's really no leverage on the left side for Ryan to fit the football in. James makes the catch and then sprints down the Temple sidelines for the Miami touchdown.
Well, I tell you what, don't underestimate his speed. He turned it up that sideline. I thought they had a chance to spin him on that sideline.
They really did. There were a couple tackles that were missed.
Extra point attempt by the left-footed Andy Crossland is good. Oh, Miami is up by 10 now as they score on the long touchdown pass. It's 22-12. The Owls in some trouble here in the first half. Back after this.
The Miami Dolphins are on the move, and it's time for Dolphins everywhere to unite. What better way to share in the excitement than by joining the official Miami Dolphin Club? Membership levels are designed for every fan. First, the Kids Club offers younger fans a chance to feel a part of the excitement. Then, there's the Aqua and Orange levels, offering an assortment of great gifts specially designed for the avid golf fan. Finally, the family level lets the whole family enjoy the benefits of being a member. It's time to unite and share in the excitement. Join the Dolphin Club today.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
Hey, Heineken's giving away season tickets to one of Florida's NFL teams.
No.
Yeah, get this. I went down to my local participating Heineken retailer, checked out the contest display, snagged an entry form, and now all I gotta do is watch Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel, and I can win tickets to an upcoming game.
No.
Yeah, and get this. If my team runs back the opening or halftime kickoff, I win season tickets for 1998.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you want a Heineken?
Yeah.
See your local participating Heineken retailer for contest rules and regulations.
James gets the touchdown, his 8th of the year, but you look at the numbers for Ryan Clement, this is only his 5th touchdown pass so far.
You're right, and a gutsy throw. Take a look at this. He just throws it out to the right side. Godbold can't get there, 94. Then you think he's going to be tackled along the sideline. He doesn't get tackled. Now it's a foot race. Uriah's trying to get him at the goal line, does not, and James goes in for the score. And a fired-up quarterback to boot, John. Take a look at that. He really has had a lot of weight on his shoulders the last couple weeks. Had a great game last week against BC. Now throws a great touch pass.
Here's our Gulf scoring drive for Miami. 98 yards they went in 5 plays. The big one, of course, the 79-yard touchdown pass to James. And Clement now 1 touchdown and 1 interception so far.
He's got to feel relaxed, John, on that sideline right now because really hasn't thrown the ball. As you said, they've been primarily relying on the running game of Edgerrin James. Now he gets a chance to make a play, and they do make a huge touchdown and a great time in this football game.
Jackson with it. This time a pretty good return as he gets it across the 25 to near the 28-yard line before he is wrestled down on the play by Carlos Garcia. Well, the Owls had an excellent drive, John. The last time they had the football, they just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, they get inside the 5-yard line and really looked like a lot of communication gaps. They had to take 2 timeouts due to the 25-second clock. And then they don't get it in on 4th down. Miami comes up with a big play of their own. So really, Temple, they drove the football the length of the field the last time, didn't come in with any points. So now they have to do it again. They get the ball with pretty good field position, but they need to put some big plays together.
Better field position than they had the last time when they drove it down to the 1. We have just over 9 minutes remaining in the opening half. And this is Bonner rolling, throwing, and the pass is caught. 3rd catch of the afternoon by Kersey. Popovich makes the hit. Let's go down to Frank Fort.
Well, if you look at the Temple jerseys, right on the left shoulder, there's a little heart patch. That's in memory of Ennis Cosby, the late son of Bill Cosby. Bill, a Temple alumnus, and the player is wearing the heart in Ennis's memory. By the way, that catch by Troy Kersey moves him into 5th place on the all-time Temple receiving yardage list ahead of Steve Watson, who had a great pro career with the Broncos. Guys, back to you.
And Frank, of course, it's been Walker during the season who's done the job, and this afternoon it's been Kersey. 16-yard pickup, the ball at the 42-yard line. Bonner shifts his fullback forward back into the I formation. And they go to Mack. He lowers his head. He'll get about a yard. That is all. Fortney made the tackle.
Hasn't been a lot of running room on this Miami defense. And that's one problem they've had going into this season. A lot of teams in the Big East Conference have run the football effectively against Miami. Today, Temple being shut down on the ground, and a couple big plays by Bonner there on the last play to Kersey, really getting the yardage for the offense.
Just picked up a couple on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And that drive, the 98-yard touchdown drive, the 3rd longest in Miami history. Can't get much longer than that.
No, you can't.
10-point lead for the Hurricanes. Bonner now changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 wideouts in this formation. Looks quickly to his left and throws, and Kersey can't hang on. Coming up to cover on the play was Jeff Popovich. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, you mentioned Kersey on the outside. Just doesn't come down with the catch, John.
On our out-of-town scoreboard, let's update it, and Rutgers is shutting out the Pitt Panthers 12-0. That game's in the 2nd quarter at Piscataway. Michigan State leading Michigan. There's a surprise, at least for now, but it's early. As you see, Missouri and Oklahoma State are tied at 7 in Big 12 play. And 14-0 now. Iowa beginning to open it up over the Hoosiers. Here it's 22-12. Temple down by 10 with the football and the 3rd and long. They go from the gun. Bonner. Down he goes. Not able to get away. It's Damian Lewis to finish him off. Also Sweeney on the play as well. Matt Sweeney, who got the start this afternoon, teaming up there with Lewis. They get the sack.
Yeah, Sweeney gets the start for Derek Ham. He comes in from the defensive end position, does a nice job along with Lewis, creating pressure and havoc in that Temple backfield. Bonner coming back, sets up, had a lot of time, but not for long.
This is a good kick by Boys. It'll drive Starks back to his own 6-yard line. And the first thing he sees, white jersey. So he fights his way back. Decent return, a 3-yard return after a 51-yard Josh Boys kick. But Miami up by 10 will have the football with 7:05 to play in the first half. Our Big East game of the week continues from Miami. (22-10) is the score, and Carlos Calles has gone to the locker room, so that further weakens this Miami offensive line. And the Hurricanes have the ball at the 13. It's first down and 10. A 79-yarder for James, by the way, obviously the longest pass reception of his career. James? No, it's not James. It's the freshman Jackson with it. Fights his way out to the 25-yard line, and he's got a first down for Miami. So the redshirt freshman James Jackson taking over for Edgerrin James.
He's only had 18 carries this year for 64 yards, but he does a nice job on first down coming out of the shadow of his own goal line and does a great job hitting it off right tackle.
Picks up about 12 yards on the play.
Just a huge hole, and Miami's really short up front. They're doing a good job of picking up the pieces on that offensive front and really doing a nice job as a unit.
And that's 114 yards rushing now for Miami, and when they hit 150 on the ground, they're almost unbeatable. Again, it is Jackson fighting his way across the 30 to about the 32. He picked up 12 on his first carry. Damian Lewis made the tackle. Excuse me, Damian Jones, not Damian Lewis. Ball is at the 32-yard line. A good pickup. Second down and short for Miami. Trying to move here in the closing 6 minutes of the opening half. I'm John Sanders along with John Conjemi, and Frank Ford is down on the sideline. There you see the rushing yardage total for Miami beginning to pile up. Another first down. He's across the 45, banged down from behind, hit hard from behind on the play. But Jackson has another first down for Miami.
Looks like James Jackson wants to get into the playing time today for the University of Miami. He's been sitting on the sidelines for the first 2 quarters, but does a nice job coming here, busting it right up the middle, makes himself small in the middle of that defensive line, then breaks a couple of tackles, getting into the Temple secondary. So he's off to a great start with 5:43 left to go before halftime.
It was Graham who made the hit defensively. Jackson, only 3 carries. He's averaging 12 yards a try. Play action, Clement down the center of the field. This one is overthrown and almost intercepted. Almost picked off by Lamond Adams.
Ryan trying to push the ball down the football field, trying to make another big play, looking for his freshman receiver, Daryl Jones, but doesn't connect. Didn't look like he had a lot of time to step in and really deliver that football.
And coming up in a couple of weeks, and let's take a look at what's coming up next week as far as the Big East is concerned. Pitt will play at Boston College. Miami hosting Arkansas State. The Canes looking for a win in that game. Keep it going. Rutgers playing Temple. West Virginia at Syracuse. Jackson spinning away from the first tackle, and he's got another first down. Finally tripped up on the play by Jerry Urias, but I tell you what, it looked like they had him and he spun away.
Yeah, who's the starter on this Miami running back position? Looks like a great job. Edgerrin James, we talked about him with size and speed. Now you've got James Jackson, and he shows you the same attributes. Does a nice job of spinning out of tackles, just following his blocking out front. Nice spin move at the point of attack, then he breaks another tackle. The Canes are really running it up on the Temple Owls on the ground.
Well, they have reached that magic 150 level, 152 on the ground, and when they do that, as I said, they're almost, as they used to be in this stadium, unbeatable.
Yeah, the stadium really has not provided University of Miami with a lot of victories this season, but when they do rush the football, that allows the quarterback Ryan Clement to really not put as much pressure on his shoulders, deliver the football to the outside, and that running attack can really carry this Miami offense.
Jones coming over along with the starting quarterback Ryan Clement, the senior from Denver, Colorado. And we have Larry Chester down on the field for the Temple Owls, and as thin as they are, they cannot afford any injuries along that defensive front.
That's right. Larry Chester moved from his tackle position out to the defensive end position, and he's a senior, so they've already got a junior and two juniors that are replacing some people up front for Temple, and they've already got two freshmen at linebacker today.
Maybe a problem with his shoulder. Let's go down to the field and check in with Frank Ford.
Well, while they check on Chester, the Temple Owls are already missing somebody on the other side of the ball. Conrad Dean, the starting right guard, number 79, complaining of chest pains. His shoulder pads and shirt are off, and they have just taken him into the locker room. They think he may have taken a shot in the sternum area, and that has caused the shortness of breath, but they're checking him out in the locker room right now. John?
Well, last week they had to play the whole game basically without their center, Charlie Morris, and so that certainly weakens them along that front. Charlie took a shot in the head early in that game in Syracuse. We have a timeout while they administer to the injured player Chester, so we'll take a break. 5:20 remaining first half. It's Miami by 10 in our Big East Conference football game of the week.
What if? What if my kids need shots?
What if I get transferred to another city?
What if I need to lose some weight?
What if I need an x-ray?
What if I need a new doctor? What if my baby comes early?
What if I need blood?
What if I break my arm?
What if there was a healthcare organization with such innovative solutions to what you might need tomorrow that all you'd have to do is enjoy today?
What if my brother makes me eat a bug?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida.
There's a new team in Florida. Sports Channel Florida and CNNSI are joining forces to bring you the most complete sports coverage available.
Sports Channel's full schedule of live professional and amateur Florida sports combined with CNNSI's sports news coverage create the perfect complement for you, the Florida sports fan.
The leader in Florida sports is now offering the world of sports through CNNSI, the sports news network. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Tickets to the inaugural game of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 1998 will be the most sought-after item in Tampa Bay. Buy a season ticket for as low as $3 a game and guarantee yourself a seat at opening day. Don't put it off any longer, because someone else will be sitting in your seat. Be at all 81 Devil Rays games at Tropicana Field for as low as $243. The demand is growing. Call 813-825-3250 now to make sure you'll be there for the entire inaugural season. Call now. Be a part of Tampa Bay sports history.
5:20 remaining in the opening half of play. It's 22-12, and the heat is taking its toll. You talked about Callejas leaving the field. Carlos is getting some fluids in the locker room, probably an IV situation to prevent the cramping that comes with this kind of heat. And you can see that Chester will be administered to over there. He did walk off under his own power. Ball at the 37, first down and 10. Clement looks, throws short. He's got the tight end. That's Franks. Franks at the 20, lowers his head and powers his way inside the 20. Lucas and Jones double team him for the tackle.
Well, for the third time today, John, Daniel Franks untouched in the Temple Owls secondary. Damian Jones, number 44, really keeping his head in the backfield, looking at the play action, and Franks wide open again for the Canes.
And we've got another Temple player down on the field. It looks like Dakara Burgess, who is so important to this Temple defense. He is the latest to go down. As you mentioned, Franks with his third catch, and he's totaled some big yardage, 61 yards today. He's been very wide open every time.
Yeah, they really have been busting coverage. Miami's primarily been going to him on play action. Those linebackers, those young linebackers, really getting sucked up into the defensive front, and that allows the big 6'6" tight end Franks a lot of room in that Temple secondary.
Well, I tell you, it's a good combination for Miami, same as we saw last week. When you get that kind of running, 152 yards already, and the great play by Jones early, then James, and then Jackson, there's been no let-up. That certainly opens up the passing game.
Well, you have to respect the run. Anytime you go back and you're looking to hand off at Edgerrin James and James Jackson, they've been ripping off large runs, and the offensive line has been very dominant. The Temple Owls have to respect the Miami running game. When that happens, a lot of room for your tight ends and crossing routes by your receivers.
That was a 17-yard pickup, and you can see the combination of James, Jackson, and Jones, what they have done. And Jackson in just limited appearances. Jones went down with the injury. There goes Burgess. He will walk off under his own power. The 17-yard pickup makes it a first down at the 20, and that's 17 first downs for Miami. Just 7 for the Owls, and it's a 10-point lead.
They're driving the ball very effectively against Temple. If they can punch it in right now with 4:58 to go before halftime, that'll be a tough deficit for the second half for Temple to get back into this football game.
First and 10 from the 20. Straight ahead, Jackson, a lot of room. He's going to score. He popped it at the line of scrimmage, and it really opened up. So Jackson, 20 yards for the touchdown. Miami adds to its lead.
Wow, just a beautiful crease provided by that offensive line for the University of Miami. Jackson almost goes in untouched, just uses his speed to go off right tackle for the Hurricane touchdown.
One of the things you mentioned early on, John, was this offensive line for Miami. Even though they've juggled around and they're a bit beat up, they're the key, and they've done the job.
They really have done the job up front. No matter who's in the ball game today against Temple, they've been very effective opening up holes for James, Jackson, and Trent Jones.
The extra point added on. It's no good. That's the second PAT that has been missed in this football game. It's 28-12, so it's Miami's turn to miss. Andy Crossland has missed his second point after of the season. The Hurricanes in control right now, 28-12.
We take a look at James Jackson along with Edgerrin James on the sideline. 5 rushes for 70 yards. That's a pretty nice average, 14 yards per pop. But take a look at the offensive line. They got an orange shirt on a white shirt, and they're going backwards. The only guy that could possibly stop him is Lucas, number 7, the cornerback. He runs. James Jackson runs through the arm tackle, and he's into the end zone. But you see with the Miami backs, there's not a lot of drop-off in ability. You get a little bit more size with Edgerrin James, but James Jackson, he has great speed and great acceleration through a hole. If you give him a crease, he can bust a game wide open.
7 plays. They cover 87 yards. Started at their own 13, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Most of it courtesy of the legs of Jackson, who came on for his first series. He did the work. He got the touchdown.
Yeah, just a great job. You can't say enough about this Miami offensive line doing a good job at the point of attack, allowing whoever's carrying the football for the Canes some success at getting into that Temple secondary.
So once again, it'll be kickoff time for the Hurricanes. They'll take it deep to El Marco Jackson and also Kenyatta Carter. Still 40-43 to play in the opening half, and Frank Fort will have all kinds of stuff coming up at halftime. Checking the other scores, some special Big East features, and we'll look ahead to other Big East matchups on this fall Saturday. It's very warm in the mid-80s here in Miami. This kickoff is very short.
What kind of air are they putting in those balls today, John?
I don't know, but that one goes out of bounds. There was a flag back at the original line, and we're in Miami for our Big East Conference game of the week at the Orange Bowl. The Owls and the Hurricanes. I'm John Sanders along with John Congemi. Frank Fort down on the sidelines. Temple's actually had the football more than Miami. But when you're scoring the way the Canes are, that doesn't really make any difference.
Yeah, and Miami's really provided Temple with their first 2 scoring opportunities. Temple drove the length of the field, couldn't punch it in from inside the 5-yard line. Now they get a chance with 4:39 left to go before halftime.
2 fouls on the kicking team. Illegal procedure, kick out of bounds. Offsides on the kicking team. Both penalties will be declined. The ball will be placed where it went out of bounds. First down.
I don't think I've seen 2 penalties on a kickoff in a long time.
You're right.
Miami has done about 10 yards.
Special teams have not come up big today. They let the opening kickoff drop in front of them. There's been 2 missed extra points, and now you get 2 penalties on a kickoff.
And Butch Davis getting some explanation. It'll be first down and 10. The ball is spotted at the 36. That's where the Owls will have it. And again, it's Bonner. The Fort Lauderdale native has gone all the way. He was hoping for a little payback because Miami did not recruit him. Jackson is the motion man. Passing formation. Instead, they hand to the fullback. He gets it out to the 45-yard line. That's Brent Johnstone. He's the backup fullback, and they rarely go to their fullback. Let's go down to Frank Fort.
Larry Chester is out of the game again with the shoulder pads off and the shirt off, complaining of chest pains also, just like Dean was. The other guard got hit in the chest and now has a lot of trouble breathing. Dakara Burgess, a helmet-to-helmet hit. He has got his bell rung, but they expect Dakara Burgess, number 51, to come back in at linebacker.
Well, it's been a tough day so far, hasn't it, John?
It really has, and the heat looks like it's taking effect on the Temple Owls. When you come down here and you travel from the east and you play in Miami, no matter what time of the year, the heat can really get to you.
And they did bring their own fans. I'm not talking about rooters, I'm talking about fans. Jackson fighting for the first down. I think there might have been a face mask in there.
It looked like it. It looked like number 33 Jackson went down with authority head first, and that usually indicates a face mask call.
Well, he was close to the first down when he was dragged down, but we'll check the penalty with the referee. I guess the only question, is it going to be 15 or is it going to be 5? So it's going to be 15.
It looks like it from the way it looked, looking at the play initially, it looked like it'd be a 15-yard variety. He went down, Jackson went down pretty hard. Take a look and see if we can take a look at the orange jersey. It looked like Smith, 59.
Yep. That's Michael Smith. It is a 15-yarder, and it takes the football down to the 39-yard line. So the penalties continue to pile up against the Hurricanes. 7 times now for 42 yards. Miami has been penalized, but that's nothing new for them. They're kind of used to that.
Yeah, coming into the game, they had 45 penalties for 427 yards, so they've been really hurting themselves in this season.
It is a 1st and 10 at the Miami 39, and don't you know the Owls would love to get on the board before halftime. Again, the fullback right at the line of scrimmage. Victor Ford is drilled by Lawson and pushed back. There's no gain on this play.
Yeah, he was hit initially. Nothing doing up front for the Temple Owls. The Miami defense looked like Jeffrey Taylor, also number 58 in the middle, along with Dan Morgan. Take a look, just a simple handoff, a trap play up the middle, but he gets whacked right at the point of attack. Number 97, Michael Lawson, was the first one there for the Canes.
And as always, then came Dan Morgan. So if he's not in on the tackle, he's the first one there to help you get up.
He's a good guy to watch. If you don't want to watch the football, take a look at number 44. He'll usually lead you to where the ball is.
3 minutes to go in the first half. 28-12, Miami leading. Temple has the ball at the 39, 2nd and 10. Bonner with some play action and a rollout. The pass is caught at the 30-yard line. Out of bounds. Brooks there on the coverage. The catch was made by Kevin Walker.
That's something we haven't seen from Pat Bonner. Usually we would think Kevin Harvey, when he gets into the ballgame, we haven't seen him yet, but usually he rolls out and gets the perimeter for the Temple Owls at quarterback. That time Pat Bonner rolls out, throws a strike to Kevin Walker on the Miami sideline.
And I believe that's the first catch for Walker today, and he has been very effective for them offensively. He's been their top receiver, but he's been quiet this afternoon. He'll be split left. Troy Kersey, who's been very active, is split to the right. Out of the I formation, 3rd and 1. Loose football. Bonner falls on it right at the 30, so it'll be 4th down, and I would guess they'll go for it.
I would think so. We watched the warm-up, and we saw the ball on the ground from center and quarterback exchange a number of times. That's the first time it's come back to haunt Temple during a game situation today.
So it's 4th and 1. Bonner just dropped on it, and they'll bring in Wendell Davis, the extra tight end. Probably go to a power running formation. They do have Mack in there as the tailback. Mack has scored both the Temple touchdowns. They need a yard. It's going to be close. I don't think he got there.
Yeah, it depends where they spot it. Where they're looking right now, they didn't get it. Miami makes a great defensive stand. You see number 97, Michael Lawson, getting excited for the Canes. Great defensive stand by this Hurricane defensive front.
Second time they have held on 4th down. The last time it was in the shadow of their own goalposts, and they turned that around, marching 98 yards for a touchdown. Here they'll take over at the 30.
4th and 1, and they give it to their power back, Stacy Mack, but number 97, Michael Lawson, he's been hampered and slowed down by a swollen knee injury that keeps reoccurring in his career, but he usually gets about 15 to 20 plays, snaps on that defensive front for Miami, makes one costly that time for the Temple Owls.
And just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Miami has the football, looking to pass is Clement. He'll dump it short. Jackson is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. No place for James Jackson to go. Damian Jones, number 44. The two 44s on the defensive side, very active for both teams.
You're right, John. They really have a lot of speed, and they get around the football effectively, and they're both young. They're both freshmen. Damian Jones comes into the ballgame with 40 total tackles and 1 interception for the Temple Owl defense.
It'll be 2nd down and still 10 yards to go. The completion for Clement, but no yardage. Jackson is the lone setback now for Miami. Hurricanes have been very effective on the ground. Clement looking to pass, sets, again throws short for Jackson. And again, he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. Coming up quickly there was Talley, number 6. LeVar Talley, a freshman from Philadelphia, and he makes the hit. Let's go to Frank.
Coming up on our National Car Rental Halftime Report, we'll update you on the Big East action today. We'll also take a look at who's number 1 in our National Notebook, and we'll also have the Big East matchup of the day, Virginia Tech and West Virginia. That's all coming up on our National Car Rental Halftime Report.
And that pass is complete to Reggie Wayne. He makes his first reception. He's got a first down. Fryer was there coverage-wise for Miami, but the Hurricanes keep the drive alive with 1:22 to play in the half.
Yeah, I was waiting for Miami to finally find their freshman sensation, Reggie Wayne, on the outside. He's been carrying the load outside for the receiving corps. Does a nice job on a comeback route. A strike by Ryan Clement. First down, Canes.
Picks up about 14 yards on the play. Reggie Wayne from Louisiana. Miami trying to stick one more in there before halftime. They go on the delay to Jackson. He's got room at midfield, puts his head down, powers his way into Temple territory. Another Miami first down.
Yeah, it looks like Miami's going to go with no huddle right now with 1:16 and counting. They'll move the chains for the first down, but a nice draw play that time by James Jackson. Great hold by the offensive line.
Picked up 12 on the play. They go without a huddle. Jackson is the lone setback. They've got 3 wideouts, and Clement is looking right, throwing. Catch is made. That's another Miami first down. This time, the pass is complete. So Fulcher makes the catch. He is the other tight end. And Miami is going to spend one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So with 1:05 to play, they'll take timeout and try to punch it in the end zone. They've done a good job working their tight ends today.
They really have. Daniel Franks comes in with 8 catches. Now they go to Fulcher. He has 3 catches coming in. Pressure from McCallum, the linebacker, but not until Ryan had enough time to throw the football, and he's looking for a flag saying, hey, give me a break. They hit me a little bit after the whistle, but he did a nice job of hanging in the pocket, waiting for his tight end to clear, and then throws a strike.
Fulcher is out of Coffeyville, Kansas. And, of course, that area very familiar to Bill Miller. In fact, he's a native of the state of Kansas. So am I.
Yeah, you guys had a lot to talk about yesterday.
Matter of fact, where I went to high school, Fulcher's town, Coffeyville, that was our arch rival. That was the last game every year, Coffeyville and Independence.
Well, give me the scoop. Who has the handle on?
Well, we did, of course.
You're the last one with the mic.
Nobody
right?
would remember. 1:05 to go. Miami leading 28-12. And again, Frank will handle things down on the field for halftime, and there's plenty of activity coming up. Miami 359 yards in this first half. John, that's coming off a 600-plus yardage game last week.
Well, they did what they wanted to do against BC last week. They really rushed the football effectively. That opened up the passing of Ryan Clement. Today, really, no matter who they hand the ball to, Trent Jones or James Jackson, they've been effective on the rushing the football. So you have to give credit to that offensive line. They're providing great holes for the running backs, also providing excellent protection for Ryan Clement.
Ball at the 34-yard line. It's first down and 10. Just over a minute remaining. We're still in the first half at the Orange Bowl. A very warm Orange Bowl this afternoon. Clement now, the pocket almost collapses. He throws it away. Looked outside, but there was no receiver in the area. The receiver was on down the field. That was Reggie Wayne.
Clement did a nice job just unloading the football. He wanted to go to the left side to Darrell Jones. He had man-to-man pressure coverage up front. He really wants to push the ball up the field, but it looked like there was a little collision downfield. Ryan senses he's under pressure. Hey, let me get rid of this football. The worst thing I can do now is take a sack. So a smart play by Ryan Clement.
You saw that Burgess got in there at the end. Also Benzio defensively for Temple. It is second down and 10. Final minute of the opening half. Dumps it off to Jackson, trying to get outside. He squirms inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Kenyatta Williamson, number 98, on the tackle for the Owls of Temple.
Jackson did a nice job of getting outside to stop the clock with 52 seconds left to go, but good speed shown by Williamson, the defensive tackle. He's a junior. He has 3 tackles for a loss. That time he shows his speed on the outside, trying to track down James Jackson.
But it is another 5-yard pickup. It'll be third down and 5. That is a first down for Miami. The ball at the 16-yard line. The pass complete to Reggie Wayne. Clock stopped at 46 seconds as they reset the chains. It'll be first down from the 16.
That was a great blitz pickup that time by the quarterback and receiver. They saw the blitz and got the quick slant.
And the quick pass incomplete. Intended once again to Reggie Wayne, and Reggie could not hang on to that one. So 38 seconds remaining in the half.
These freshman receivers are growing up in a hurry, and Ryan Clement has been patient with them this year. That time was the play before was an excellent example. Earlier in the season, they haven't picked up that blitz adjustment. Today they do, and it was productive for Miami.
Keep your eye on the guy that just came into your picture there, Daniel Franks. He's been very effective here in the first half. And we have the clock stopped again. See what this is all about. Darrell Jones checking back in. Also Santana Moss, who's now coming out of the game, along with Reggie Wayne. And we're going to reset and go from the 16. First and 10. Still plenty of time for Miami. The Canes do have a timeout remaining if they need it. Catch is made short of the first down. Lucas wrestles him out of bounds. It was second and 10. Check it. Then he goes to King. Andre King, a freshman. Well, the football just inside the 10-yard line now. It'll be third down and about 3. Football spotted near the 9-yard line. Still 33 seconds to go. Miami 4 out of 5 on third down, but they'll not get this play off. At times, it's been a very sloppy first half.
It really has, and this could be a delay of game against the University of Miami. This is something you really cannot afford to do.
Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So it becomes third down and 8. The ball's going to come back to just inside the 15-yard line.
Well, as you said earlier, Miami really hurt themselves with penalties all season long, and they're doing it again, especially when they get into that scoring zone inside the 20-yard line. You can't afford to take a sack, but you don't really want to hurt yourself due to an offsides or a delay of game.
Well, you'd think that they'd look to pass now, and Clement has been very effective at 200 yards so far, 12 of 17, coming off a career game last week in the win over Boston College. Double overtime victory. There's movement defensively. A flag is down. I think this is a free play for Miami, but Clement is going to be wrestled down by Jones. He was trying to direct traffic. The clock is down to 25 seconds. But again, I think the Owls might have been offside.
It may be the Owls jumping offsides. We're going to take a look and see what the officials come up with. But Temple really showing a lot of pressure up front.
It is against Temple, and that is a costly penalty for them. It'll give Miami that third down play all over again. Just a little anxious on that right side.
Yeah, as you said, John, Temple comes up with a big stop on third down. Now they give the University of Miami another chance to go in for a touchdown with 25 seconds left to go before halftime.
And if they want, rather than kick the three-pointer on fourth down, they can go for it. The clock has been restarted and winding down to 15 seconds. That's the time remaining in the opening half. We're at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Clement looks to the end zone, throws incomplete. Carlo Joseph had it at the 5-yard line, but could not hang on. He was kind of spinning around the wrong direction and dropped it.
Yeah, Carlo got bumped coming out into the flat. Really, the ball made him almost stop and turn around. Doesn't come up with the catch. You take a look. Miami using a lot of play action passing because of the success of their running game, but the throw really should have been caught. If he cradles it and catches it, it's a first down. That'll bring on Andy Crossland now for the attempt of the field goal.
It'll be a 27-yarder. You can see 6 out of 9, and as long as 50, and they're going to take a timeout. 7 seconds to go. I'm not sure. Did they have enough guys on the field? And Popovich comes over. He's the holder. I'm not sure exactly what the confusion was, but maybe the clock was running down again.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of the clock and not having enough bodies out there. Anytime you see Popovich trying to add with both hands, it usually indicates 10 guys, and he was pointing to call the timeout. A wise play by him because you never want to take a kick when you're short a guy.
Miami looking for its first win in the Orange Bowl this year. And that's hard to believe because you go back from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s, and they were just impossible to beat here. They won 58 straight. But it's changed, John, in the last couple of years.
It really has. You see teams come into the Orange Bowl now, especially early in this season. Arizona State and West Virginia came down and really dominated the second half, especially the fourth quarter, when usually the University of Miami owned the second half of the game in their house.
27-yard attempt in the closing seconds of the opening half. The kick is up. It's long enough and it's good. So Miami does drive and get a field goal late in the opening half. That'll make it 31-12 Miami. And Temple is really in a hole. And the Owls, the problem is they've had some fourth downs they haven't been able to convert, and it's really hurt them.
It's really come back to hurt them. The opening touchdown, they miss an extra point. They drive down inside the 5-yard line. They can't punch it in. They don't get any points after a long drive using their offense and keeping the Miami defense out on the football field. Now you see Ron Dickerson really trying to say to his troops, hey, let's get this kickoff, do what we can with it, regroup at halftime, because they're still in this ball game, but they have to answer coming out of the halftime locker room.
And keep in mind, they will get the football to start the second half.
That's right.
Of course, Miami mishandled the opening kickoff, and that set up a quick score in the first few seconds of the ball game for the Owls of Temple. They had the lead, but they missed the extra point, and things have kind of gone downhill. They have capitalized on the interception and also the fumble of that opening kickoff for their 2 touchdowns. They had the one long sustained drive, but were not able to finish it off. 31-12. Yes, sirree, it's warm, folks. Did you turn the AC up a little bit? 61 yards, 12 plays for the Crossland 27-yard field goal. He's now 7 out of 10. And Miami will kick off. Elmarco Jackson is deep, along with Kenyatta Carter. This one bounces to Elmarco Jackson at the 12, 20, 25. And spun out of bounds as all the time runs off the clock. We have played the first 30 minutes. The Temple Owls are down 31-12 as they begin to head for the locker room. They're a bit beat up. They've suffered some injuries. And let's go down to Frank, standing by with head coach Butch Davis. Frank?
Coach, I think a big key in the first half, you guys bounced back after that disaster on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, you know, we've done so well with that early in the year. Several teams, because of our success kickoff return, have tried a lot of pooches. The ball got hung up more in the air than we actually thought, and we just didn't make a very good play on it.
One thing you haven't done a lot this year is maintain when you get a lead. Is that the emphasis at halftime?
Clearly. I mean, we've got to go out and we've got to learn to finish games and come back and put together 2 good halves.
Coach, good luck in the second half. Head coach Butch Davis. Again, the score at halftime, it's the Miami Hurricanes 31, Temple 12. We'll be back with our National Car Rental halftime report. All the Big East scores and more coming up in just a minute.
Today's Big East telecast is brought to you by Amoco. You expect more from a leader. And by the new Dodge. It's about change.
Thank you, Jim.
We are winding up halftime, and Miami, just as they did last year, scores 31 points in the first half against the Temple Owls. They went on to win that game big by a score of 57-26. But, John, that was last year, and we've got the second half to go, and the Owls are going to have to get something started right away.
Yeah, they really took advantage of the early turnovers by the University of Miami, but the Miami ground game is really what's gotten them back on track. They've done an excellent job of controlling the football, and then Edgerrin James and Jackson and Trent Jones, they've done a great job just running the football.
Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights that did feature an outstanding running game. Temple scored the first touchdown, but here is Edgerrin James pressed in because Jones went down with an injury.
Just a lot of inside running, tough running. He's a big back at 6'1", 220 pounds. He gets in for the score.
Interception set up Mack, who dives in for the Owls score. They were back on top.
Yeah, Mack goes over the top for the Owls. They take advantage of another Miami turnover.
All right, now watch this play. It looks like James should be pinned along the sideline. He gets a great block right there, and he's gone.
We talked about power earlier. Now he's got great speed on the outside. He goes the distance for the Canes, does a nice job of using his speed on the outside.
And that started to open it up. And then they turned it over to the freshman, Jackson. He was terrific, capping off a drive. He got most of the yardage. He scored the 20-yard TD.
James Jackson gets into the game in the second quarter and does a nice job for the Miami running game.
And standing by right now, let's go back to Frank, who's standing by with Ron Dickerson. Frank?
Okay. Coach, you had to have 2 players, Dean and Chester, leave in the first half with shortness of breath. Is the heat a factor for your team?
Well, psychologically, it's a factor, and that's what's happening. They're letting the heat get to them, and they shouldn't. Okay, they need to play like they can play. We need to get the intensity back, and we need to get the first downs or the touchdowns when we got that much to go, and we're not doing it because they're psychologically they're beat. But you know, they'll come out and play the second half. And
any thoughts of going to Harvey, or is Pat playing well enough?
Well, we'll have to see. Right now, we haven't talked about that at halftime.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Ron Dickerson, the Temple coach. Guys, back up to you.
Tell you what, he's showing how tough he is. He's not taking that sweater off.
I know. I tell you, that's a tough. He's got the towel though. He's got some help on his shoulder, but that's a hot sweater to be down on that sideline today.
Well, Crossland will kick off to start the second half. The Temple Owls will have the football, and I think this is an important drive. You can see that Elmarco Jackson is deep, along with Kenyatta Carter.
Huh? Yeah, I know you are. No doubt about that.
Again, a short kick. This one is going to be fielded by Walker at about the 8-yard line. He's got a little room. Tried to get through a seam at the 20, and down he goes. So they'll set up at about the 23-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Let's check out our Prestone first half stats, and they are lopsided, obviously, for Miami.
Yeah, you take a look at the stats. First downs, 18 first downs for the University of Miami. Rushing yards, 185, but passing yards, 200 to 92. They've done a great job of throwing and mixing in the run. Time of possession just about even, but penalties have haunted Miami. They're ahead on the scoreboard. Temple did a great job of converting some Miami turnovers into touchdowns, but Miami has totally dominated the first half.
You're listening to John Kangemi. I'm John Sanders, and Frank Ford, of course. So holding up on the sidelines. Walker in motion. And Jackson is going to be stacked up. Good job defensively. Kenyatta Williamson was the first to get to him. Then he's ridden out of bounds finally.
Yeah, Matt Sweeney also, John, doing a great job for the University of Miami. He's getting the start ahead of Derek Ham at defensive right end and doing a nice job of stringing out the play. It's his first start of his young career. He's only a sophomore, but he's making his presence felt on that Miami defensive front.
A gain of about 1. We're just underway in the third quarter from the Orange Bowl in Miami on our Big East Conference game of the week. Canes have the lead 31-12. And Bonner has gone all the way. We have not seen Kevin Harvey at all, and that's the first time this year that he has stayed basically with one quarterback. Bonner, who has battled knee problems all year long, tries to go to Elmarco Jackson, and that's a drop.
Yeah, hit him right between the threes. Elmarco's head looking upfield, but he's got to catch the football first, especially in a game where you're behind 31-12. You want to make first downs and not get yourself out of 3rd and long. That's exactly what the Temple Owls face.
And of course, the worst thing that could happen for the Owls is they bring in a couple of extra wide receivers, and for Dickerson is to go 3 and out on this first series.
Yeah, you want to come out of the locker room, establish yourself on offense, get a little drive going, and get some confidence in that offense.
They did have that one long drive in the first half. Unfortunately, at the goal line on 4th and 1, they came up short. Out of the shotgun. Bonner looking left, throwing low. Jackson not able to hang on. That would have been short of the first down anyway. Morgan right there on the coverage. Dan Morgan is all over the field, and the Owls will be 3 and out.
Nice job by Dan Morgan that time, picking up the back out of the backfield. Bonner showed great athletic ability going up for the high snap on the shotgun, but couldn't convert on 3rd down. That'll bring the punting team out.
Josh Boyes comes on. He'll be kicking to Starks. Boyes is an excellent kicker. This one aimed toward the sideline. It depends on the bounce, and it's a bounce for Temple. The Owls will let it roll inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. That's where Miami will have it on their first possession. The snapper, 60-yard kick, thanks to that nice roll. So from just outside the 15, Miami will set up offensively for the first time in the second half, leading 31-12.
And it looks like number 5, Edrin James, will be back at tailback for the University of Miami. Had a big game last week, set Big East and UM records with 271 yards rushing. Had a big first half. He'll get the start of the 3rd quarter.
And I tell you who's playing more and more is Santana Moss.
Yeah, he does a great job. He's a great route runner on the outside, John.
It's Moss coming back in motion, number 48. They go to James. He's wrestled down at the line of scrimmage. Not much gain at all. Damian Jones, the other number 44 on defense, up to make the play.
Well, John, we said it was key for the Temple offense to come out and not go 3 plays and out. They do give the ball back to Miami, but now their defense has to get a great start to get their offense back on the field. So far on first down, they look good. They look a little bit more aggressive on first down. They've been a little passive. I think the heat's getting to them.
Well, listening to the voice of Coach Dickerson, he had something to say at halftime.
You got that right.
Motion man is Jones. Handoff to James. Beautiful cut as he spins out for a first down across the 25 to the 26. Lucas and Urias had to make the play, and when your guys in the secondary are making tackles, that means yardage for the offense.
Edgerrin James brings a lot of power, but he's got a lot of shake to his game too. Take a look at, he's following the block of Carlo Joseph. Another nice job on Burgess in the middle. Then he gives you a little hip toss, little shake in the middle on Lucas, number 7. Gets a first down for the Canes, but he's very electrifying. If they can spring him into the secondary of the Owls, you've already seen what he can do in the first half.
26-yard line, first down 10. Clock running with 13:13 to play. Third quarter from the Orange Bowl in Miami. There's play action. They look short. The pass is caught right about the 30-yard line. Pass reception made that time. McCallum and Blissett up to make the hit defensively. And James out of the backfield. We've seen him use him a lot. He turned that one into a 79-yard touchdown.
Yeah, just a flip pass on the previous play in the first half for a touchdown. That time a good decision by Ryan Clement. It was the same play they've had success going to their tight end with Daniel Franks and Mondrell Fulcher. This time he does a good job, dumps it off to his tailback, and gets a positive gain on first down.
And I think also Franks again was open in that seam that time, but they elected to go to the running back. It's second down and about 7. Ball short of the 30-yard line. Play action. From behind, he's able to avoid the rush, but Lucas on the interception, his second of the afternoon. This is going to give the Owls the football at the Miami 30. Second time this afternoon. Blaze had to make the tackle, but Clement is intercepted for the second time by XL Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas playing possum again. Ryan did not see him. Comes off at the cornerback position. That's a ball that you really have to throw away. Ryan tried to make a play happen by scrambling in the offensive backfield, but just didn't do it. You take a look here. He wants to go to the tight end, but he hasn't cleared the linebackers. He's still locked on him. Decides, I'm going to go ahead and throw it, but didn't see XL Lucas, the cornerback, coming from the Miami secondary from the sideline. Does a nice job of stepping in front of Clement's pass. You see Ryan locked into the tight end the whole way. He has to elude the rush. Thinks he can fit it in, but anytime you throw the ball across your body, you're not going to get a lot of velocity on the throw. That time, Lucas, his second interception of the day.
But unfortunately for the Owls, there was holding during the run back, and instead of having the ball at the 30, there is Lucas, and Clement goes to the phone. The ball will be at the 45-yard line, but they have taken advantage of the first 2 turnovers. Let's see if they can do it here. 12:20 remaining in the third quarter. Out of the I formation. Walker is the motion man. They go to Mack. He's got some room. He hurdles his way close to a first down. Down near the 36-yard line. Starks made the tackle. Also getting some help from Taylor, and Smith on the play, number 59. But there you see the hurdling ability of Mack.
Yeah, he did a good job of using his running ability, going inside the tackles in the first half. That time, Mack with a lot of authority on first down for the Owls.
It is a 9-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 1. It's 31-12 Miami. There is Mack, the redshirt junior out of Orlando, Florida, and a Southwest Mississippi Junior College. There are a lot of JUCO players on this Temple team. Mack looking. He's got the first down as he powers his way and spins out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Again, Starks and Smith, the combination defensively for Miami.
Stacy doing a nice job getting his shoulders north and south and lowering the pop on the Miami defense that time. Nice pickup on second down for the first down. He's showing a little bit of excitement on the sidelines. He wants his teammates to get into this football game and not really come out and lay down in the third quarter.
Now there's the turnover story. Each of the first 2, the fumble on the opening kickoff and the first interception by Lucas led to a touchdown. They took that in from 34 yards out. This drive began on the 45-yard line, and they're down to the 29. First down and 10. Kersey in motion. Here's Jackson trying to get outside. Little stutter step, and he bangs his way inside the 20 down to the 18. That's a first down. Ridgely coming up to make the tackle.
Wow, terrific move by Elmarco Jackson on the freshman defensive cornerback Leonard Myers, number 22. Talked about having a little shake in the Miami backfield. Take a look at Elmarco Jackson. Does a nice job. You see Morgan at the point of attack. He doesn't make the play. Great blocking down the field. And right here, the freshman gets taught take a aim at the stomach and don't move, because Jackson really put a move on the freshman corner, Myers.
That was Leonard Myers, and he was sucked up into that play. You see the yardage for Mack and Jackson, not much so far, but beginning to get it going with a 1st and 10 at the 18. It's Jackson. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it. Morgan there to finish off the play, but he had been tripped up right along the line of scrimmage by Damian Lewis.
Yeah, Damian Lewis does a nice job. Also, Derek Ham, number 71, he got into the offensive backfield of the Temple Owls to disrupt the play right from the start.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock running as we approach 10 minutes remaining 3rd quarter. It's Miami in front. Temple has led twice. They led 6-0. They also led 12-7. But Miami has scored 24 unanswered points. The Owls, thanks to the interception, trying to get it going here. Bonner changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Sets and fires and throws behind the receiver. That was intended that time for Carter, but the pass was behind him.
Yeah, options to go to the quick slant. Audibles at the line of scrimmage, but really not a shot. He had a lot of orange jerseys around. It wasn't a very good play to audible to in that particular defense.
Bonner's family is here. He's a native of this area. We mentioned the fact he was very unhappy. He said Temple stayed with me. He said Miami did not want me. He'd love a little payback, but he's got an awful lot of work to do. Down 31-12. We're inside 10 minutes. And this is a 3rd and 10. Bonner with time. Now feels some pressure and dumps it in the flat. It's incomplete to Stacey Mack. Mack could not hang on. And once again, every time they get down in this area, it almost seems like their offense at times is in slow motion.
It really does, John, and they're not pushing the football down the field. Both times they've been inside the 5-yard line in the first half. Didn't get it in the end zone that time. Nice job by the secondary in Miami. And look at Ron Dickerson. He's at a loss for words on the sideline. He really doesn't know what to think. They want to push the ball down the field, but great pressure up the middle by the University of Miami. Ham coming in the middle, and then Danny Morgan on the outside 44 all over the receiver for the Owls.
Walker will hold. The kick will come from the 14. That'll make it a 24-yard field goal attempt by Dave Nickel. 4 out of 7 on the year. This one is long enough and it is good. So important that they did get some points. Ron Dickerson's team gets the field goal. They cut into the lead. It's now 31-15. Miami leading, and Temple will be kicking off when we come back with more on our Big East Conference football game of the week.
Yeah, I know about performance. You need the right technology. You need the right equipment. You need reliability. You need the right gasoline. And you need the right skills.
You need to trim the bushes.
Citgo says go.
Sure, money was part of it, but that wasn't the only reason. Office Depot takes the worry out of buying office supplies. We shopped other stores, but Office Depot had more brands, bigger inventory, and guaranteed low prices. With next-day delivery, we can place our order by phone, right from the catalog. There's no reason to go anywhere else.
Office Depot. Still the biggest, still the best. Still taking care of business, one customer at a time.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot.
Tickets to the inaugural game of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 1998 will be the most sought-after item in Tampa Bay. Buy a season ticket for as low as $3 a game and guarantee yourself a seat at opening day. Don't put it off any longer, because someone else will be sitting in your seat. Be at all 81 Devil Rays games at Tropicana Field for as low as $243. The demand is growing. Call 813-825-3250 now to make sure you'll be there for the entire inaugural season. Call now. Be a part of Tampa Bay sports history.
Temple has sliced into the lead thanks to that 24-yard field goal. It's now 31-15, and we're going to take a look now at our NTB Students of the Game, brought to you by NTB, National Tire and Battery, where everything you want, nothing you expect. Marcus Counts and Jeff Popovich. In fact, we'll see Jeff probably on this kickoff return. There he is, number 33. Back with Santana Moss to receive the kickoff. Bonner on that field goal drive now was 0 for 4. Did not complete a pass. They're going to need him to pick it up in the second half. Moss is going to take it at his 3-yard line, and he drops it. That might have helped him because he's got room up the middle of the field. He's going to get outside the 30. Loose football, and Miami has it. The Canes recover the fumble. And as often happens, John, when you drop that ball, that upsets the timing and you get a little hole. He did that time.
Yeah, did a nice job of recovering his own fumble. Santana Moss, with his first return of the season, bobbles it around his 4-yard line. Then, as you said, John, it may give you a little bit of a crease. Does a nice job of taking it right up the middle. Actually gets hit around the 30-yard line. And luckily enough, number 29, Eugene Ridgely, on the spot for Miami to pick up the loose ball.
Out at the 38-yard line. It's first down and 10. Hurricanes with the football. They turned it over, and those turnovers have led to all 15 of Temple's points. James looking for room, tries to go outside, and he'll get just a couple of yards before he's tracked down. Lamond Adams, I think, is going to get called for the face mask as he tracked James down.
Yeah, it looked like also number 51, Burgess, back in the football game for the Temple Owls at middle linebacker, but that'll be another personal foul against the Temple Owls.
He gained about 2 yards, maybe 3 on the play. We'll let our referee sort it out. We've had a 5-yard face mask. That was on Clement when he tackled Lucas, who intercepted his pass in the early part of the ball game in the first quarter.
Personal foul. Grabbing the face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And Dickerson cannot believe it. Let's go down to Frank Ford.
XL Lucas, who has the 2 interceptions of Ryan Clement, is suffering from some heat exhaustion. They are giving him IVs right here on the sideline behind the Temple bench. He is out of the game for the time being. Also, Miami's Carlos Calles, the offensive guard, got IV fluids at halftime, and he is sitting out this series.
It's a first down thanks to that penalty. The football moved to the 43-yard line. James, nothing at all. He is really straightened up as he gets to the line of scrimmage and then driven back. Excellent play defensively inside. Darius is there, and Williamson, number 98.
Yeah, Williamson, number 98, doing a good job defensively up front. They win the battle at the line of scrimmage against the Miami offensive line. Curlin Blaze looked like he was pushed back into the Miami offensive backfield. So a good job to start out for this Temple defense.
Gained about a half yard on the play, so let's call it second down and 9. Just inside 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Wayne to the left side. Jones is split wide right. Joseph the fullback, and there's play action. Looking right, throwing. Tight end has it. Still on his feet. Down the sideline. 15, 10, toward the end zone. Touchdown. Great job to stay in bounds by Daniel Franks, the redshirt freshman. 42 yards for the score. He beat Counts, he beat Urias, and he scored.
At will, the Miami offense can go to their tight end today. Daniel Franks, number 88, the freshman. He's 6'6", 240 pounds, and man, did he show some speed going down the sideline. Did a great job of just taking the ball from Ryan Clement. He's been wide open all day on the out route, the option route to the tight end. Just a little flip pass. All he does is tuck it under. Now lowers his shoulder on Counts, the strong safety. Now it's a foot race. The tight end has enough to go inside the pylon. Does a great job of showing balance down the sideline for the Hurricane touchdown.
He was just too big. He was not going to go out of bounds no matter what. He's caught 4 passes for 103 yards. So Daniel Franks having a terrific afternoon, and with the loss of Chris Jones, he's out for the year. It's a big plus for Miami. They go for 2. Looking all alone is Moss, but he's out of the end zone. Moss was uncovered. He got free, but they could not tack on 2. 8:32 remaining in the third quarter. Miami leading 37-15 over the Owls of Temple. A great touchdown for Franks.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2- to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3. And there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Hi, fill it up.
Sure.
Danger, danger. You have violated the vehicular security zone. In 10 seconds, a piercing blast will sound. 9, 8, 7, perimeter violation. Please step back. 5, 4, 3, 2, you have violated. Whoa. Well, alrighty then. Have a nice day.
You too.
Both the new Nissan Altima and the new Honda Accord are great-looking cars. Both come with 150 horsepower engines, but the Altima has more torque. Both have available CD audio systems, but Altima CD is standard. And both have sticker prices, but the Altima's is $1,500 less. How can two cars that seem so similar be so different? Maybe it's because Nissan believes another way to enjoy the ride is to enjoy the price. The new Nissan Altima.
Second touchdown pass of the afternoon for Ryan Clement. He's also been intercepted twice, but Miami making him pay with a seldom used weapon, the tight end.
That's right. He's on the phone right now. Hey, Mom, Dad, you see that? Got to the tight end again. He's wide open in the presence of Daniel Franks, number 88. He did a great job. You see 3 plays, 62 yards in only 1 minute and 11 seconds. A 42-yard touchdown pass from Clement to Franks.
And Franks had only 8 catches, as you mentioned, coming into the game. He has 4 this afternoon, so they have found something maybe that they can use.
Really, the tight end has been a great weapon along with the running game today. They haven't gone outside as much, but why should you when the tight end is that wide open in the middle of the field?
Well, they've had the excellent running for the most part throughout the game, which has certainly helped Ryan Clement and the passing. See what the Owls can do. Marco Jackson will take it at the 11. High steps his way outside the 30 and is dragged down near the 35-yard line. Let's go to Frank downstairs as Bonner made that tackle. Frank?
Yeah, we're here with Deborah Coleman, who is Pat Bonner's mom, who went to Boyd Anderson High School. And you were a little bit vocal this week about schools backing off him in recruiting. But are you living and dying with every play up here?
Yes, I am. I really am. But I'm still proud of my son. Very proud.
He's done a good job this year. Obviously, you don't get to see him play a whole lot. Philadelphia's a long way.
Yeah, it is. It's a long way. You know, it costs a lot to really fly back and forth, you know. But I have 3 daughters also. But we put in a lot of time on the telephone, believe me. A lot of time.
All right. Deborah Coleman, thanks so much for being with us. How the mom goes through a football game, guys.
Well, obviously she's staying cool, and I'm glad to see that you've shed that coat. I was worried about you. 35-yard line, 1st and 10, and now Bonner comes up under center, and the officials have stopped the play. Not sure what the problem is here. The Owls made enough mistakes last week to last a season.
25-second clock is malfunctioning. We will keep that on the field. Please turn this clock off.
So if it's not working, you have to turn it off for both teams. So I guess you just have to guess.
That's right. You have to do a good job of getting in and out of the huddle right now, because there's been a couple times Temple and Miami have snapped the ball with 2 and 1 seconds left to go on the 25-second clock.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. The Owls need to get something going offensively. A little bit of a delay up the middle. They'll get 1, maybe 2 yards out of it. Damian Lewis makes the tackle. That's Mack, who carried the football for a couple. It'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, Damian Lewis, number 92, a great job up front for the University of Miami. Also some backup situations at linebacker, number 43, James Sutton, and number 52 into the ball game, Nate Webster for the University of Miami.
And I tell you what, those guys, Nate Webster, a true freshman, that is the future of this Miami defense.
You're right. Terrific athlete in the middle linebacker position.
And of course, we've seen what Morgan has done. Entire game. Walker incomplete. Wrapped all over him was Nate Brooks. There's no flag. We've not had an interference call today.
Brooks doing a nice job on the outside. Broke on that pattern. Terrific. Just a hitch pattern. Looked like he could have slid in front of the receiver Walker, but did a nice job not interfering on the back of Kevin Walker. Could have been very easy to come over the top and get a penalty. He did a nice job with his left hand coming around the receiver. Looked like he might have had a little push from the back, but a no call by the official.
It's 3rd down and 8. Bonner is now 0 for 5 in the second half and just 6 for 17 on the game. You can see 3 of 11 on 3rd down. Bonner runs out of time, but gets away from the rush. Looking for a block, throws it downfield, incomplete. Should have been intercepted. Brown, the freshman who comes in the nickel defense, had one in his hands, And that's why he's playing defense, not offense.
That's right. You don't want him going down the field with 16 throwing it to you. But Delvin Brown, you said it again, John, another freshman for the University of Miami coming up with a play on defense for the Canes. Nice escapability by Bonner in the backfield. Just as you thought he was tackled for a sack, he escapes to the right side and tries to force it down the football field. He was lucky that Brown didn't come up with the interception.
And it was juggled and almost caught as a result. Low snap by Boys. He gets off another good kick. He will chase Starks to the sideline. That one will roll out of bounds in the area of the 25-yard line, and that's where the Hurricanes will have it after a 38-yard Josh Boys punt. And I think this is Nate Brooks down here. I tell you, the heat is taking a toll.
It really is, especially on the Temple sideline. You see Nate Brooks on the sideline. He's coming back, or actually, that's number 92, Lewis, the defensive tackle. He's been playing a lot early in this ball game, so he's coming out limping a little bit on the Miami sideline.
Scott Covington comes in at quarterback, and there is Jackson on the move. James Jackson at the 40. 35, he's still in bounds, and he's gone. Wow. Another explosion by this Miami offense. 74 yards for Jackson.
Where have they been hiding these backs? The University of Miami, after Edgerrin James breaks out last week, he got James Jackson today taking over the second half. Just a terrific run off right tackle. He was untouched the whole way for the Hurricane score.
And he's going to have to catch a blow. The Canes now beginning to open it up. It's 43-15. 7 carries for the freshman, 156 yards, and that is his second touchdown. So it doesn't matter this afternoon who they put out there. The extra point is coming up for Miami. Crossland knocks it through. Last week, the Owls gave up 60. 44 at this point for Miami midway through the third quarter. Ron Dickerson's team has problems because Miami is rolling.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL, the most comprehensive coverage of Florida's 3 NFL franchises on Sports Channel's Sunday Morning Playbook. Get a complete preview of the day's matchups.
Like the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucs are hot. Really hot.
What does Buffalo have to do to beat Miami?
Jacksonville in the driver's seat for the playoffs.
Tune to AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel every Sunday at 10 a.m. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports. He was the first head coach in football history to win both a Super Bowl title and a National Collegiate Championship. He's one of only 2 active coaches who've led a team to 2 Super Bowl titles. He's one of the NFL's most successful head coaches. He's Jimmy Johnson. And every Sunday morning, the coach of the Miami Dolphins takes the hot seat on the Jimmy Johnson Show. Get into the mind of the master every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on Sports Channel and at 11:30 a.m. on NBC6.
(44-15) Miami flexing its offensive muscle. Total yardage now, they're over 500 yards, and that's coming off a week in which they had over 600 yards. Look at this hole.
Yeah, virtually untouched. They got a right hand by Burgess, the middle linebacker. Now it's a foot race to the outside. That's won by James Jackson, number 21. He's coming in this ball game and done a terrific job running the football for the Canes.
Miami now with a 44-15 lead. And they have outscored Temple 13-3 here in the second half. The Owls 15 points, all coming after Miami turnovers, but the Canes continue to look to the end zone offensively.
I think the only people that are upset is the defensive line for the Hurricanes. They have to come back out in this heat and try to play again. Hopefully they have some backups getting ready because they've been out on the field going to be a lot of this second half.
There's the short kick. It's loose. Miami says they've got it. The Temple Owls think they've got it, then we'll unstack. Who does have it?
I think Miami has the football.
They do. That's Nick Ward. And again, Coach Dickerson can't believe what he's seeing.
You know, that's twice in this football game. Pooch kicks have come to haunt each team. No fair catch was called by Miami early in the football game. Now Temple doesn't call a fair catch, and they get the turnover. It looked like number 3, as you said, Nick Ward coming down. He's a backup cornerback. Just goes down, and in the infighting in those piles, looks like he gets the ball away from a Temple special teams player. And it's another turnover, and Miami gets the ball on the 35-yard line.
McBride came up and attempted to field that short punt, but to no avail. So at the 35, the handoff is to Jackson, and he's hit immediately by Pepe Pichette as he gets to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Jackson takes the handoff. He's stopped by Pepe
Turnovers
Pichette.
now. Miami 3, Temple 1. That's the first by the Owls. And as I said, the 3 Miami turnovers, the fumble on the opening kickoff, and the 2 interceptions have set up the 15 points that Coach Ron Dickerson's team has. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35. Covington getting a chance to play, the redshirt junior out of Laguna Niguel, California. Sets, looks right, throws, and the catch is made. That'll be a Miami first down, close to the 22-yard line, as Fryer comes up to make the hit on number 1, Darrell Jones.
Covington seeing his first action of the ball game. 6'2", 215 pounds. He's a junior. Very strong arm in the pocket, John. He likes to stand back there and throw rifles outside to his wide receivers. Does a nice job of reading defenses. Very competent hands the Miami offense is led under now by number 11.
He picks up 11 on that play. The ball is spotted at the 24-yard line. Miami on the move again with just over 6 minutes to play third quarter. Here's Jackson. He'll get 2, maybe 3 as he fights his way down to about the 22-yard line. Not much there for Jackson that time. Benzio, number 81, Kyle Benzio made the tackle.
This point in the game, John, this is where that Temple defense really will look a little tired. They've been on the football field a lot in this football game with 5:40 and counting in the third quarter. You see the defense a little tired out on the football field right now.
I tell you, it's tough. As you said, you come down here, it's been rather cool in the Northeast this last week. Miami on the ground, 274 yards, and looking for more is Jackson, looking for a little help, and he gets it. Inside the 20 down to the 17. Dakara Burgess makes the tackle. We head back down to the field, and Frank.
Number 92, Damian Lewis, the freshman defensive tackle, turned an ankle. Good thing to have the turnover. He's questionable to return. Also, Adrian Wilson, freshman defensive tackle, is out of uniform. He has suffered some heat exhaustion, so the heat taking its toll on the Miami sideline now a little bit. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Frank, very much. Clock rolling inside 5 minutes left in the third quarter this afternoon from the Orange Bowl in Miami on a very warm Saturday afternoon. Temperature at game time at 83 degrees. It's third down, just about 3 yards to go, and it's Jackson looking for the first, and he's got it. Flagged down, though. That'll be a holding call, I think. The referee made the call in the backfield. Urias coming up to tackle. It's a procedure call against the Canes. You heard what Coach Davis said at halftime, John. He wants to see his team finish a game off, and that's what they're trying to do.
And that's exactly what his comment was to the team at halftime. They haven't done a good job in the second half, John, when they've had leads. Arizona State came down early in the season, in the 97 season, as well as West Virginia, really taken over the second half against the University of Miami right here in the Orange Bowl. And that's something that hasn't happened in many years. So he really wants to come out and make a point to finish off and play hard as you did in the first half.
That'll set him back to the 22-yard line, so it's going to be third down and 8. Again, it's the tight end. Already over 100 yards is Franks. Urias makes the tackle. That is in first down territory as well. We'll see where they spot the football. But Daniel Franks is having a great afternoon.
Great blitz adjustment by quarterback and tight end. Temple comes with the pressure. Miami does a nice job of picking everybody off. Then they play catch over the middle again with the 6'6" target in Daniel Franks.
It'll be fourth down and 1 from the 14. And Franks now at 111 yards. The last time they had a tight end with that much yardage was Coleman Bell back in 92.
Yeah, and a 22.2 average. That's pretty good at a clip.
This time Scott Covington just leaning in on the quarterback sneak, looking for the first down, and should have enough push from that offensive line to get the first. He does. Scott Covington taking over for Ryan Clement. It's 44-15 Miami, and that's been the look on the face of Ron Dickerson most of this football game.
Yeah, I bet he's had that look for a couple weeks now after going up to Syracuse and really not playing well. They didn't do anything well last week. This week they've capitalized on some turnovers, but it's too much Miami running game, and the tight end of Daniel Frank's doing a good job on this Owl defense.
And Magic Benton in the game, split out to the left side this time. There's Jackson spinning his way down to about the 11-yard line before he's wrapped up. Pryor coming up to make the hit from the secondary. Fulton Pryor, another player for the Owls out of New Jersey. It'll be spotted at the 11.
Anytime you have success running the football, you have to thank the offensive line, especially that fullback, Carlo Joseph. He's only had a couple carries today, but he just destroyed the outside linebacker, 87, Fenton Graham, that time. He's doing a great job of providing holes for that running attack of the University of Miami.
It's second down and about 8 yards to go. Jackson back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. Might have lost a yard on the play. Good defense that time by Dakara Burgess coming up, the middle linebacker who left the game earlier. Also Jason Blissett. Right now the Canes also using that clock, John, and on a warm afternoon you'd like to keep it running with the lead of 44-15.
Yeah, using the clock, but now Magic Benton looks like he's signaling for a timeout. A little confusion on substitution. Miami will take a timeout.
Miami takes his first timeout in the second half. That'll give us a chance to check some other scores on this Saturday afternoon, see what's happening around the country. Boston College, Notre Dame, they are underway in South Bend. The game is scoreless. And Rutgers, trailing at halftime now, has come back to tie up the Pitt Panthers in Piscataway, 18-18. Michigan has forged ahead of Michigan State, but it's still close in the third quarter. 24-7. Oklahoma State has scored against Missouri. That game is in the third quarter. 35-0. It's all Hawkeyes over Indiana this afternoon. What else do we have? Kansas State and Oklahoma are underway. Wildcats currently ranked 13th, and A&M taking on Tech. That's 3-3 in the Big 12 in the second quarter. Purdue leading Illinois 7-0 in the Big 10. That game is in the first quarter, and that is it. Staying as cool as they can, and those big fans on the Temple sideline were brought by the Owls. They're not provided by Miami.
I don't think I would provide them either if I was the home team here. That heat, you can really use it to your advantage, and I tell you, it's taken a toll on this Temple interior line.
You look at what's coming up for the Owls. That is going to be a huge game for Coach Dickerson against Rutgers. They play them at home. They finish on the road at Navy and at West Virginia. And we'll see how the Mountaineers are after they have that big game with Tech today. Third down play, looking in the end zone. He's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Magic Benton. Adams on the coverage, number 31, the redshirt junior, but that time Magic just could not hang on. 2 minutes to play third quarter.
Magic got behind Adams in the corner of the end zone. I think he had to look back into the sun and may have lost this football. Nice throw by the backup quarterback. Scott Covington leads him up the field. Magic trying to adjust to the ball. I don't think he saw it.
No, they hit him right in the face.
Thank goodness he has a helmet on. He'd have a black eye right now.
Here's the field goal attempt. It'll be 30 yards. Andy Crossland was successful on his earlier attempt, and he's good on this one. 47-15. Miami continues to roll. Crossland with his second field goal of the afternoon. Let's take a look now at our Amoco Big East leaders, brought to you by Amoco. You expect more from a leader, and here are the leaders. Donovan McNabb, boy, I tell you, Syracuse has really cranked it up offensively in the last few weeks. He must be averaging about 50 points a game. Zaraway, of course, we'll see how he does against Virginia Tech in a game that will be starting in about 40 minutes or so. A huge game in the Big East. And Quentin Spotwood for Syracuse, he had another touchdown last week on the special teams on a kick return. He has just been terrific. And you know, he's not a big guy. He's not that fast, but he has a way of getting his body in position to make great catches. And of course, he's terrific on punt returns.
Well, there's players like that all over the country. You know, they don't get a lot of the notoriety that some of the other players do, but they can make plays, and that's what you want to have. Syracuse, obviously, in the last couple weeks, as you said, John, putting points on the scoreboard, and they're going to need to do that coming down the stretch in the Big East.
Well, they went through that 3-game losing streak after they got off to the terrific start, but I tell you, they've made people pay in the last few weeks. Now, the backup kicker is in there to handle the kickoff. This is George Etienne. He's out of Miami. Well, the kickoffs have not been very pretty on either side of the football this afternoon. Jackson will field this one at the 7. Weaves his way across the 25 and gets a push out near the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Elmarco Jackson gives the Owls good field position, but with a minute 42 to play in the third quarter, Temple's got to think pass, and they've got to score. Green made the stop defensively for Miami on their special teams unit. The 25-yard line is where the Owls will put it in play. They have a field goal here in the third quarter. That was following the interception, the second of the afternoon by Lucas. The referee has not signaled the ball ready for play until right now. It's 47-15. Bonner has gone the distance. We have not seen Kevin Harvey this afternoon. There is a penalty flag as Mack is going to get maybe 5 yards out to the 30. Ridgely made the tackle on him, but we have another penalty down.
Yeah, it looked like Brian Stinson, the defensive end for Miami. He's a freshman also, number 95, was a little anxious to get a start on that play. Jumped off sides.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
It will be 1st and 5. Here is the penalty.
Yeah, on the right side beside number 44, Daniel Morgan, number 95. Take a look at Brian Stinson. Just gets in that neutral zone. That'll make it 1st and 5 for the Temple Owls.
Clock is running. About a minute 30 remaining in the third quarter. And Temple needs to score in a hurry if they can. Out of the I formation. It's Mack who powers his way close to a first down. Might be just a little short. Depends on the spot. James Sutton, number 43, coming up defensively for Miami. They're going to be just short. It'll be 2nd down and a yard.
Miami defensively has done a nice job preventing Elmarco Jackson and Stacey Mack from really getting on track today. Miami's defense has not been very good against the run, and today they're doing a good job up front, physically beating that interior line of the Temple Owls.
And they've also kept Kevin Walker pretty much out of the picture.
Yes, they have, John.
And he has been the big play guy for the Owls. Right now it's Kersey and Gilliard as the wide receivers looking for the first down, and I don't think so unless he can get it there. Mack was able to keep his balance in the grasp of Delvin Brown and might have gotten enough. This is going to be close enough. Yes, it is. It's going to be a first down. He got just enough lean to get the first.
That's great effort by your running back, Mack. Stacey Mack, number 1. He's 6'1" and 221 pounds. He kept the Pistons going that time around the left side off left tackle. Gets enough for the first down, but he never quit, John. You know, it's 28 seconds and counting into this third quarter, and Temple's down 47-15. But take a look at your running back. He's trying to he's earning every yard he can. He has Brown on his backside, but he carries him a long way for a first down.
Well, he was stopped there, but was able to get the first, and there's a quick hit right at the line of scrimmage. Banging through there was Clint Hurt, another one of the youngsters in that linebacker area. And Clint Hurt did a terrific job of getting in on that play, and there's probably no gain. That's going to do it. We have played 3 quarters this afternoon at the Orange Bowl, and Miami has a 47-15 lead over Temple.
I just enrolled my company in this healthcare plan, and I need some information on a small procedure.
Just wait a moment, and we can call Debbie at Central.
Who's Debbie?
You love Debbie. She's in charge of your health.
Is she a doctor?
No, but she's really nice.
I want my doctor.
At HIP, doctors make decisions, not administrators. Call your broker or call HIP about our affordable small business plans. Call and get a 10-minute prepaid long-distance calling card and our free brochure on small business plans. So where do you get your health care?
It's HIP.
That'll keep you company.
All right, come on. What job did you get?
Administrative assistant.
You're a secretary.
No. Assistant executive vice president.
Right. You're his secretary.
No.
So, what do you do all day?
Type file, take calls.
Calls? Secretary stuff.
I am not a secretary.
Grab me a beer.
Get us yourself.
The Miami Dolphins are on the move, and it's time for Dolphins everywhere to unite. What better way to share in the excitement than by joining the official Miami Dolphin Club? Membership levels are designed for every fan. First, the Kids Club offers younger fans a chance to feel a part of the excitement. Then, there's the Aqua and Orange levels, offering an assortment of great gifts specially designed for the avid Dolphin. Finally, the family level lets the whole family enjoy the benefits of being a member. It's time to unite and share in the excitement. Join the Dolphin Club today.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
At Pitt.
Final 15 minutes coming up here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. A warm and sunny day in South Florida. We've got a little more business to take care of here in Miami later tonight. North of the city, there's another stadium where the baseball team will be trying to wrap up a World Series. And wouldn't that be something?
That should be exciting tonight.
Second down and a long 9. Bonner looking right, throws, the catch is made. Fighting his way outside the 40 to the 42-yard line. Popovich makes the tackle. A pickup for Temple, and let's go back down to Frank on the sideline.
After Excel Lucas intercepted Ryan Clement early in the third quarter, he spent most of, or in fact all the rest of the third quarter receiving IV fluids. The trainer said he was almost completely dehydrated. He has just now gotten up off the table, but I believe his day is done. He's in a weakened condition right now. John, it's all yours.
All right, thank you very much. You saw McBride getting some playing time. He now leaves the field for Temple. Well, this is a day when you need some depth, as hot as it is. We've had people go down, including the quarterback. Lawson gets the sack. And down goes Bonner. I think that's the first time today they've gotten to him, isn't it?
They finally got him, and Michael Lawson, he made a big play on a short yardage play in the first half. Now he comes untouched right up the middle of the football field. Take a look right to your left of the center. Just a fan block by the right guard, and number 97, Michael Lawson, does a nice job of finally securing Bonner for the sack.
Starks is deep. There's Boyd's kick. He will field it at the 28-yard line. It's about 4 yards on the return out to the 32. It's a 36-yard punt. And Miami closing in on another 600-yard game offensively. The tackle was made by Talley. Miami already, as you update the stats, is 544 total yards today. They had over 600 last week in that thrilling double overtime win over Boston College. A win that was as emotional, I think, for this Miami team as any they've ever had.
They really needed to win. They started as a new season last week. They have to run a string of 5 Big East games. They have to win them all to get in contention for a bowl, and it all started last week against BC.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line. They will stay on the ground. Jackson pops his way out to the 40 and then falls close to a first down. Ramel Mead made the tackle for Temple, but I tell you what, this offensive line beginning to wear him down.
Yeah, they really are. Jackson wasn't touched until he got at least 6 yards deep across the line of scrimmage. So that offensive line really getting bodies on bodies and winning the line of scrimmage battle. Right now, you take a look at Temple's defensive line. They're getting beat up pretty good by this Miami offensive line.
And the numbers show it. Miami 168 yards of offense in the second half. Temple has 34. It's second and short. And it's Jackson again following the block on the right side of that offensive line. That's the area where Kerwin Blaze works over there. He might be their best offensive lineman.
I think he is, John. He does a good job. He's a senior. He's 6'5", 303 pounds, and does a nice job on the right side at right tackle. You see Freeman Brown, number 78. He's 6'7", 340 pounds. So you got some size on that right-hand side for the University of Miami. It's a good idea to duck behind those two guys.
Absolutely. It's a first down. It keeps the clock moving at 12:43. That's time remaining in the game. Wide open, but incomplete, and then almost intercepted that time. I tell you, King was wide open, and it almost wound up in the hands of the other 31, Lamond Adams.
Yeah, King did a nice job on the quick slant, but the ball was thrown behind him. He goes to take it and just tips the ball up for Lamond Adams, number 31. He almost makes the interception from his knees.
It is an incomplete pass. It does stop the clock. It's 47-15, as you see. And it's second down 10 for the Hurricanes of Miami. Trying to start some late season success that they desperately need, and Temple is way offside. Unless somebody moves. So this one is stopped before it can start.
Dead ball, offsides, on the defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
We're at the Orange Bowl in Miami, in beautiful South Florida, for our Big East football game of the week. I'm John Sanders, working alongside John Congemi, who played his college football at the University of Pittsburgh, and Frank Fort, working down on the sidelines, trying to stay cool. And he's not being successful.
No, I think he got rid of the jacket. That was one positive.
That was the smartest move he made today. Second down and 5. Covington falls down and will stay there. Tripped up as he tried to pull away from center. And he just fell right at the feet of Carlo Joseph, who looked at him like, hey, what are you doing?
You're right. It looked like Freeman Brown, the right guard for the University of Miami. Now, he's 6'7", 340 pounds. I would imagine that foot size was probably around 15 or 16, so he had a lot of room to get Scott Covington on the ground. That's exactly what happened. He stepped right on his right foot.
Big enough to bring him down without laying a hand on him. They lose about 3. It'll be third down and about 7. This time the backs are split. The passing formation, and Covington throwing right and incomplete. Again intended over there to King. Got good coverage on the play from Fulton Pryor, a sophomore out of the state of New Jersey. And something we haven't seen all day, the punting team is on for Miami.
Yeah, Andy Crossland gets to come out and exercise his leg a little bit. He had some field goals and extra points, but as you said, the first punt of the day for the Canes.
Averages 39.3 on the year. His long is 56. And Kevin Harvey is back to receive. We have not seen Kevin Harvey under center, but he's back to take the punt. It's an end-over-end punt. And it's going to bounce and take a Miami bounce. Wiggin, finally, he picks it up and runs out of bounds near the 6-yard line. So Harvey on the field for the first time, but nothing doing there. A 49-yard kick, 11:40 to play this afternoon. It's Miami 47 and Temple 15.
Discover the hitting secrets of America's finest baseball school in a professional instructional videotape. Teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing features professional scout and instructor Tom Umansky and the same award-winning tested under fire techniques that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Coach Umansky's study and analysis of thousands of baseball's best professional swings has yielded a no less than revolutionary approach to consistent hitting. It's proven, and you'll love its easy-to-understand, step-by-step video training methods. Teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing benefits players of all ages and ability levels. A valuable addition to any coach's library, too, and it makes a great gift. Thousands have been sold at $39.95, but if you'll call now and use your credit card, you'll pay only $29.95. Phone 1-800-942-6700 for Teaching the Mechanics of the Major League Swing. That's 1-800-942-6700. This is the tape that gets results.
Hi, I'm Butch Davis, head football coach at the University of Miami.
I'm Norm Tripp, founder of the Alamo Tournament. Join us for a day of golf at our Vida's Weston Hills Golf and Country Club for the Alamo Golf Classic.
All benefits go to the University of Miami Scholarship Athletic Fund.
Alamo is committed to educational endeavors in South Florida and has enjoyed a lasting relationship with the university. We are proud to sponsor this event.
So guys, we'll tee off on noon, January the 19th, 1998,
See you there.
47-15 is the score. Miami has the lead. A couple of leads early in the ball game for Temple, and let's check it out now on our First Plus financial game summary. You can see what the Hurricanes have done on the ground. Despite the injuries, John, they've been very effective again today rushing the football.
Yeah, 281 yards rushing, but the story here is Daniel Franks. He has 5 catches, just did a terrific job at the tight end position, occupying the middle of the field and controlling the ball along with that running game.
Long way for the Owls to go as Pat Bonner has gone the distance at quarterback. 2 wide outs, split to the right side. They're going to have to try to open it up, even though they're down at the 6-yard line. This is Mack trying to get outside. He'll get about 3 before he's wrestled down. A tackle made over there by Nate Webster, number 52. And Nate Brooks also around the football. There's Webster.
Webster's coming back off of a dislocated elbow. He was hurt early in the season, and they weren't sure if they were going to play him today. He practiced a little bit this week, but he's into the ball game. Has played the majority of the second half at middle linebacker for the University of Miami.
As we've talked about and you've seen with all the heat here, it's a day when you need those extra guys to play and pick up some playing time. The Miami offense has been very impressive for the second week in a row. Temple Owls now have given up 107 points in the last 2 games. That pass is complete. See if it's enough for a first down. Gilliard made the catch. Webster makes the tackle. They chat a bit as they head back to their respective huddles.
Yeah, this is the time in the game where you do start to chat a little bit about what I'm going to do to you, and you get some guys in there a little excited that haven't played a lot on both sides of the football. That time a nice pass on the hitch pattern by Pat Bonner, but Temple really hasn't threatened Miami going down the field other than the scrambling ability in the early pass in the first quarter.
Well, they picked up about 8. That was enough to pick up the first down near the 18-yard line. It's ball just outside the 17 as Bonner brings him up. He has gone the distance, which is not the way Dickerson has played it most of this season. Matter of fact, he's used Harvey as a wide receiver. Here is Elmarco Jackson, who is not able to get outside. He's wrestled down on the play. Again, they're going to Bonner, a backup defensive back. We're getting pretty deep now into this depth chart.
Yeah, I know. They're looking up here. One of us maybe to suit up, John. They're getting a lot into the lot of freshmen, a lot of guys that haven't played early in this season, but you see Bonner right there. He made the tackle. Tavokius Bonner, the defensive back, he's still down for the Hurricanes on the field.
And that's not the first time that's happened this afternoon. We've had players on both sides wind up in exactly this position, head down on the grass at the bowl.
Yeah, a lot of guys with heat exhaustion and hamstring pulls.
And while they tend to him, we'll take a break. 10 minutes and 11 seconds of football remaining in Miami, and the Canes have a comfortable lead.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
Now that we've taken your breath away, please accept Air, a $795 value. Introducing Cavalier Coupe. At $12,000, it's the sports car that's easy to own.
Genuine Chevrolet.
Performance, it's my job. You need the right technology. You need the right skills. You need the right equipment. You need the right gasoline. And you need the right motor oil.
You need to use your 9-iron. Good thing he can drive.
Cisco says go.
There are some of the walking wounded on the sidelines. Wayner, of course, is the starting center. He is not playing. Mercier is also hurt, not playing this afternoon. Let's take it back down to the sidelines and Frank Ford.
Well, just to illustrate, John, what a good job. You look at Miami's offense last game, 45 points, 47 today. Wainer and Mercier, two of the guys that were starters at the beginning of the year, and Richard hasn't played since the first game. Mike Wainer didn't play at all from the first half of the Boston College game, so those other linemen doing a good job. Back up to you.
And as John Conjemi has pointed out, there are not a lot of backups along that offensive line, so you see a lot of defensive players. Those offensive guys are going to have to stay in there. There's the hurdler, Mack. We've seen him do it quite often. Mack carries out to about the 33-yard line. Let's see if he's got enough for a first. I think he does.
Yeah, Mack going outside this time, just taking it off tackle. Nothing there, so he bounces it outside, and we'll take a look. Webster doesn't have enough speed. Now Mack gets airborne again. It was successful down by the goal line, and Valdez pushed him out of bounds. Let's take a look if he gets upstairs on Nick Ward. I tell you what, that was a gutsy play. You got it.
It's a first down at the 32-yard line. You see Mack with 54 yards. He's a tailback. Jackson is a tailback. We'll change the play at the line of scrimmage. Jackson looking for some place to go, and he threads his way through to about the 37, 38-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. A gain of about 5 for Elmarco Jackson. And again, some pushing and some shoving and some tempers flaring on a warm afternoon. And Jackson, looks like he comes up limping a bit.
Yeah, he is going to take himself out of the football game, John. Looks like his left leg may have hurt it late in that play.
Well, he got 5 yards on the play. Moving it out to about the 38 now.
Yeah, he was cutting to his outside. It looked like somebody just cut underneath him. There were a lot of bodies around the legs. Two Miami defenders, along with Nate Webster, number 52, may have had his ankle trapped underneath a couple of bodies on the Miami sideline.
Clinton Nelson now has checked in for Miami for Temple rather at wide receiver, as the Owls are going to have Elmarco Jackson head to the bench. Take a look at his leg. Updates out of town. It's Notre Dame leading Boston College 14-0. The Irish trying to pick up the pieces of their season, and the Pitt Panthers leading by 3 at Rutgers in the fourth quarter. They are playing a thriller up there. Michigan now has opened up a 13-point lead over Michigan State. And Oklahoma State trying to come back in the third quarter against Missouri. Iowa laying it on Indiana. Still scoreless down in Norman. Kansas State and Oklahoma. Texas A&M and Tech tied at 3 in the second quarter. Clock has been restarted. We approach the 9-minute mark here. And they will work on Elmarco Jackson along that Temple bench. It's second down and about 4. Here's Mack. He's got a first down and more as he pounds his way into Miami territory all the way down to the 45-yard line before Ward comes up, along with Wilbur Valdez, a 15-yard pickup and a first down for the Owls.
Well, we talked about a great job that was performed today by the offensive line of the University of Miami. That time, the Temple Owl offensive line really washed down the entire front of the Canes defense, providing Mack with a large running room to the right side off right tackle. Did a nice job, picks up another first down for the Temple Owls.
And Mack has scored both of the Owls touchdowns. They came after turnovers, one on the opening kickoff and later an interception. And at one point, the Owls did have a 12-7 lead over Miami, but the Hurricanes offense has been in high gear. Mack now with 74 yards on 19 carries. Bonner sets, throws, the catch is made, and that's going to be a first down for the Owls as Sean Overrocker wrapped up by Nick Ward, but not before he picks up a first down.
With 8:30 left to go in this ball game, Temple starting to put a couple plays back-to-back together, doing a good job running the football. That time they find their tight end, Overrocker, on the right perimeter for a nice gain. Bonner delivered a strike outside.
And let's take a listen to the hit after the pass completion is made. Wow. Pretty good pop.
Yeah, Nick Ward came up and laid some leather on the tight end. He's a little undersized. You take a look at Nick Ward. He's 5'10", 179 pounds, so he did a good job coming up and sticking a tight end.
You might want to do that to the wide receiver, but maybe not the tight end.
A little bit more, yeah. You get a little bit more success.
There's a flag on the handoff to McBride, who does get outside and wrestled down on the far side of the field by Brown. Brooks also over there on the coverage number 2, but we'll see what the flag is. Penalty's going to go against Temple as Derek Ham checks back in for the Hurricanes defensively. Decent yardage on the first down play, but it's wiped out by the penalty. And the woes continue for Ron Dickerson.
Yeah. If you're Ron Dickerson, John, right now, you want to work on some things that you can build on for next week. You know, you got 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in this game, and they haven't really tried to just throw the football exclusively. They're trying to do what they can build on, some running, some short passing, get some confidence going into next week, because the last 2 ball games, they've been outplayed in all 3 phases of the football game.
And outscored big time. 107-22, as a matter of fact. Bonner with plenty of time cuts it loose, and the catch is made by the tight end Overrucker, fighting his way toward a first down. There's a flag down at the 30-yard line. Starks coming up to make the play defensively, but again, this is Davis, Wendell Davis, the other tight end. And that's an illegal block that's going to wipe out the play. $7:50 to play. This was a pretty good looking drive, but it's beginning to sag right now, John.
Yeah, it really is. They're hurting themselves. Miami did that early in the ball game, and now Temple, after getting some successful plays, have stopped themselves.
Yeah, they go push in the back by the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Well, this will march it back to near the 40-yard line. It is still first down, but it's now about 17 to go. Well, I tell you, there's not much you can do.
It's a hopeless feeling when you're a coach on the sideline, especially after enduring the loss last week at Syracuse. You come into Miami, and you really, the start of the game, you couldn't have written a script any better. They took advantage of the turnovers, and now it just seems like they've been worn out throughout the rest of the football game.
This time the backs are split, would indicate a passing formation. Dump it out to Mack. Trying to beat Popovich, and he can't do it. I tell you what, Jeff stood his ground over there until he got some help.
Jeff did a nice job. He was helping. The sideline was helping him. He wanted to force Mack out of bounds. Mack decided to cut it up, and the backup strong safety, Jeff Popovich, does a nice job. He has 18 total tackles on the season. He had a fumble recovery in the opener against Baylor for 72 yards and a touchdown. So he's contributed a lot on the defensive side for the Canes.
Not bad for a guy that was an offensive player when he got here.
That's right. He's had a couple of positions. He's played free safety. He's played strong. He's played wide receiver. He's even played some quarterback, but he's a great athlete in that secondary for Miami.
Just a 2-yard pickup. It is second down and 15. Bonner dumps it to Mack. It goes in and out of his hands. Coming up defensively on the play is Nate Webster. So it'll be third down and 15.
And as you said, John, Kevin Walker, he's disappeared really in this football game. The Temple Owls really have relied on him for the big play at the wide receiver position. Miami's done a good job of shutting him down, and really Pat Bonner's only had the outs to the flankers and the tight end. Really hasn't had a big play down the field to his favorite receiver, Kevin Walker.
He did have some success early on with Kersey, but right now they're going to a couple of new receivers. Jerry Butler is in there along with Fenton Nelson. But Bonner is going to go over and talk to his coaches. 6 minutes and 37 seconds left to play here at the Orange Bowl in our Big East Conference game of the week. We're going to step away for a moment, come back. It's the Hurricanes 47, the Owls 15. Stick with us. We're back after this.
AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL, the most comprehensive coverage of Florida's 3 NFL franchises on Sports Channel's Sunday Morning Playbook. Get a complete preview of the day's matchups.
Like the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucs are hot, really hot.
What does Buffalo have to do to beat Miami?
Jacksonville in the driver's seat for the playoffs.
Tune to AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel every Sunday at 10 a.m. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports. He was the first head coach in football history to win both a Super Bowl title and a National Collegiate Championship. He's one of only 2 active coaches who've led a team to 2 Super Bowl titles. He's one of the NFL's most successful head coaches. He's Jimmy Johnson. And every Sunday morning, the coach of the Miami Dolphins takes the hot seat on the Jimmy Johnson Show. Get into the mind of the master every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on Sports Channel and at 11:30 a.m. on NBC6.
There's a new team in Florida. Sports Channel Florida and CNNSI are joining forces to bring you the most complete sports coverage available.
Sports Channel's full schedule of live, professional, and amateur Florida sports, combined with CNNSI's sports news coverage, create the perfect complement for you, the Florida sports fan.
A leader in Florida sports is now offering the world of sports through CNNSI, the Sports News Network. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Miami is in control as we come back to continue our coverage of our Big East game of the week. See the time remaining, 6:37 in the fourth quarter, and here is our new Dodge player of the game. What a game for Jackson.
Boy, had a terrific day coming in. Didn't start the football game. Edgerrin James didn't either. Trench Jones was the starter, but 14 carries for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns and 12.5 every time he touches the ball. Did a great job in the second half carrying this Miami offense on the ground.
It is 3rd down 15. Bonner will go from the shotgun. This has been a long march they've had. They started at their own 6-yard line. There are flags down. He throws under pressure, and it is intercepted. Did he hang on to it? That was Cliff Jackson, number 49, who made the interception, but hold everything because there are flags down. If this call goes against Temple, and therefore the interception will stand.
Illegal formation on the offense. The penalty will be declined. 1st down.
Second turnover by the Temple Owls, and at the 24-yard line, Miami will have the football back again.
Nice catch by a linebacker. Cliff Jackson does a nice job. You see Bonner under duress, just tries to fit the football in down the middle of the field. But a nice catch, a nice athletic play by Cliff Jackson, the junior linebacker. He's 6'1", 230 pounds, does a nice job of turning his body, making a great catch.
And we have another quarterback change as Kelly comes on. So we have gone 3 deep in the quarterback department. Clement in the first half, Covington in the 3rd quarter, and now they go to number 13 off the bench for Miami. It's Steve Kelly.
Yeah, we thought Temple would come out and go maybe at least 2 deep at quarterback, but Miami's used all 3 of their quarterbacks, and they've got some more on the sidelines. But Steve Kelly will probably finish up this football game with just under 6 minutes left to go.
47-15 is the score. The clock winding down as we wrap up our stay in Miami. Pass is caught out of the backfield, wrestled down near the first catch of the day for number 35, McPartland. And he's a running back, Will McPartland. You sure you know all these guys, John?
I thought I did until that catch. Nice job by McPartland coming out of the backfield. He'll play fullback a little bit, so a lot of new faces for the University of Miami and the Temple Owls right now on the football field.
Because this is the way you'd like it. You don't like it when you've got to play all these true freshmen. You'd like them to play in these situations to get some experience. They also have the freshman Andre King back on the field along with Magic Benton. It's Benton to the right, King to the left. And they go to the tailback straight ahead. Jackson continues his outstanding running. He's close to a 1st down. Depends on the spot.
Yeah, Jackson's in the ball game because there is nobody else to put in at tailback for the Canes right now. You have everybody in the ball game at wide receiver. Omar Roll coming into the football game now. He started at wide receiver at split end for the Canes when they opened the season, number 9. But a lot of new faces on both sides of the football.
Yes, there are guys playing that haven't seen playing time before, I think. But you need all the bodies. You know, I was talking to the Miami coaches a little bit, and one of the problems that they've had is finding enough players to practice even. To have a scout team, you'd like to have all those bodies, but they've been so banged up. They're not deep enough, and they've had trouble just practicing.
You're right, and they had the restrictions on the scholarships the last couple of years. They only brought 14 freshmen in, and of those 14, I would say close to 9 or 10 are getting a valuable playing time, and some starting. You get Dan Morgan on the defensive side of the football. Now you have Reggie Wayne at one wide receiver and Jones at the other receiver. So freshmen are playing an impactful, they're playing a big role on offense and defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think with that Dan Morgan, they've really found a player. He's always around the football. Here's Jackson. He's got a hole, He's going to get about 8 yards. He moves it outside the 40 to the 42-yard line. And coming up is Lamond Adams, number 31, made the tackle on number 21. Jackson's going to be a tired boy tonight.
Yes, he is. He's done a great job in this second half. As we said, he didn't play a lot in the first half, but he's done a terrific job just using his acceleration through the holes. You have to credit that Miami offensive line again. They've done an outstanding job the last 2 weeks, really coming up big and providing the running game that the Miami offensive attack needs.
And the Canes keep that clock moving. That's what they'd like to do right now, comfortably in front, 3rd and short. And that's going to be a Miami first down. Steve Kelly. Let's take a look at our Siemens play of the game and everything that's happened today. You can turn to number 21, Jackson. There's the dump-off pass this time, though, to James. 79 yards for a score, a long touchdown play. It's brought to you by Siemens for leading-edge technologies in electronic and electrical engineering. Depend on Siemens, we can do that. Well, the running backs has figured prominently in the success for Miami this afternoon. Here's Jackson again. Not much there, a yard, and that is just about it for him. Making the tackle for Miami was John James, a backup linebacker, and Calvin Wilkinson also. I think we got offensive guys playing defense.
I think so. We got some guys on the sideline switching jerseys. They're trying to get everybody they can. And as you said, this is a good situation to play some of the guys that haven't played, some young people, not under the pressure of playing in a game that's very tight for the University of Miami. They come in and get some valuable experience.
They gave him a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Wide open is Magic Benton, first down at the 37-yard line. Excuse me, that's Roll, Omar Roll in there, not Magic Benton. He picks up 17 yards. Fryer made the tackle, but too late.
Roll, a nice job on the quick slant. As I said earlier, he started the season for the University of Miami at split, and he has 12 catches for 92 yards. He's a junior, but he does a nice job on that play, coming down with the pass from Steve Kelly.
Out of Norland High School here in the Miami area. Of course, the Canes always recruit heavily in South Florida and do very successfully. First down 10. Again, they go to a backup running back for Miami. That's number 32. Now, we don't have a 32 on my depth chart. Jermaine Roberts.
They may have just put that nameplate on at halftime on 32.
Yeah, he's still out there.
That's right.
2nd down 10. He did not pick up any yardage. You can see the clock is moving at the 2-minute mark. And there's the quarterback, Steve Kelly, on a roll. And he is greeted over there by Fryer and company. And right now, Miami just wants to wind this clock down and get out of here, leading 47-15.
Steve missed the handoff to the fullback and had to end up going around the right side. And that time, he'll learn not to lead with his chin when he goes and runs the ball on the perimeter. That time, he got caught, got popped a little bit on the right side by the Temple defense. But one of those things you'll do in a game that's 1:32 minutes left to go before the end of the ball game. You miss a play, and you have to make the best of the situation you have.
I tell you, that's a bad feeling, though, isn't it? When you turn around,
that's an awful lonely feeling. Somebody take this ball, please.
Please, I don't want it.
I didn't come here to run it.
Williams is the tailback in this formation. Kelly looking left all the way, throwing deep. The hookup of 31's King down the field against Adams, and it's batted away incomplete.
Well, that's why he came to the University of Miami, to try to throw the football down the field, and a nice throw that time. Thought Andre King, number 31, the wide receiver for the Canes, was going to come down with that football, but Steve Kelly showed his arm strength on that particular throw.
Brings up a 4th down and long for Miami in the final minute of this football game this afternoon. Hurricanes trying to win their first in the Orange Bowl this year. And this time, Roll and Magic Benton are split to the left side. They go to Williams. He'll be short of the first down, and the Temple Owls will take over for the final minute of this football game. And as they take over, we're going to step out for just a moment. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining. No problem for Miami. Big problems for the Owls. They're going to lose again.
Do
Due to popular demand, your South Florida Nissan stores have held over their $2,000 cashback model year-end incentives. Now through October 31st, you can get $2,000 cash back on every new 97 Nissan in dealer stock. That's $2,000 cash back on all new 97 Maximas, Pathfinders, Sentras, trucks, 200 SXs, 240 SXs, and Quest minivans. But this is your last chance. This deal will absolutely end on October 31st.
What if you could reduce your stress at work right now?
What is the matter with you today?
Relax.
We gotta get it done now.
Breathe.
Think, Herschel. Just think.
Meditate.
I watch you all the time. I know you can do it.
Stress.
You gotta get it done.
Relax.
What is, you got 2 hands? Use
Make
them.
friends.
Herschel, you know I love you.
What if you can learn from stress or tackle it?
What is the matter with you today?
I love you too, Coach.
Tickets to the inaugural game of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 1998 will be the most sought-after item in Tampa Bay. Buy a season ticket for as low as $3 a game and guarantee yourself a seat at opening day. Don't put it off any longer, because someone else will be sitting in your seat. Be at all 81 Devil Rays games at Tropicana Field for as low as $243. The demand is growing. Call 813-825-3250 now to make sure you'll be there for the entire inaugural season. Call now. Be a part of Tampa Bay sports history.
Today's Big East telecast is brought to you by Amoco. You expect more from a leader. Prestone Antifreeze. Protect your car in the Prestone zone. And by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, we're working first for you. From the beach to the football field, Temple has the ball back. And had they picked up that first down, Miami would have had 600 yards for the second straight week, as it is 598. And first time Kevin Harvey is out there, he's going to run and be dragged down from behind. Miami coming up defensively with Nelson Rodriguez to make the hit, number 57. You can throw out this 2-deep thing. We don't need that anymore.
We need the 3 and 4 deep.
Oh, boy. But Harvey on the field for the first time this afternoon. He was on the punt return team. Only one punt the entire game for Miami. And you've got to be impressed. The Canes have really had their offense going again this afternoon.
Yes, last week against BC, they ran wild against Boston College. Now this week they do well again on the ground against Temple. They need to run out the string. They need 3 more victories in the Big East Conference, but they have to play Virginia Tech and Syracuse as well as Rutgers.
And that'll be a tough twosome. You can believe that. That pass is going to be caught, knocked loose. It's still on the field, picked up by Miami. That's Myers with it. I tell you what, good hit that time on Nelson, who made the catch. The ball popped in the air, dropped to the ground, just stood there for a moment.
Yeah, it looked like everybody thought it was going to bounce out of bounds, except for number 22, the freshman, Leonard Myers, does a nice job. He went to high school right here in the Fort Lauderdale area at Dillard High School, did a great job of getting on the football for the Miami defense.
And Temple did a good job of taking care of the football in the first half, not so in the second half. I'm sure they've run into the turnover problems, and that killed Coach Dickerson and the Owls last week at Syracuse. Miami will have it back again, and since they get the offense on the field for one more play, they might get 600 yards.
They might reach over 600 yards. You're right. I would think he may take a knee, though.
Well, you would think.
I would hope.
He tried to take a knee, but he forgot the ball. That's going to run the clock down to 2-1, and that's it. Last year, Miami won by 31 over the Owls, and this year, Butch Davis's club wins by 32. 47-15 is our final from the Orange Bowl. We're going to take one more break, and then we'll be back to wrap things up on our Big East Conference Game of the Week from Miami.